You're with Michael Venom Page,
Yes.
top UFC fighter. You've been fighting for years.
Yeah,
Multiple-time karate or kickboxing world champion?
Yeah, it's a 10 times
10
freestyle
times.
kickboxing world champion, and then like European champions, British champions, like just crazy.
I was looking at your Wikipedia, and it was insane the amount of like titles, you know, like because I've been watching you fighting for a while, and clearly your style is completely unorthodox.
Yeah.
People that haven't watched you fight, most people watching it probably will have, but you fight with your hands down,
Yeah.
you're in and out,
Yeah.
kicks, knees, weird angles.
Yeah.
Your footwork so weird.
It's just very different. Like I said, it comes from, we call it freestyle kickboxing. It also can be classed as sport karate sometimes, but sport karate is kind of like it's like a headline that can can drift off into loads of different styles of striking.
Yeah.
So like Machida, his karate style, it would kind of still fall under the same umbrella as sport karate, but our one was freestyle kickboxing specifically. And if I was to take you to a competition, kids that are like down here have that same bounce, same movement. So it's a unique style.
Yeah. How do you feel like originally karate was kind of turned into a laughing stock, and then you, Moshida, Wonder Boy, you guys have represented karate with fucking people up again. It's gotta feel pretty good, right?
Man, it feels amazing. It's definitely something that, obviously, when I first started, I didn't know if I would be effective doing my style. But in my head, I was like, I'm not gonna take this on unless I'm being myself. So, and I found an amazing coach that allowed me to express myself, also learn where I came from, and then it helped him teach me, and then obviously now what I'm doing with that style and how people are appreciating, like you said, it just, it's amazing.
Yeah, because you were a guy I was saying right before we started that I was watching, because we were fighting the same way sometimes. I think when I fight you, I'm like, fuck, bro, this can be a pain in the ass fight if I have to fight you.
Yeah, but if you grab me, it's a problem as well.
That's what I was laughing about. Like, it would be I think we'd both look at it and be like, oh, fuck, this is a shitty fight. Because we'd both be like, this is 100%.
Fucking. But it's a style that is difficult to kind of, because of the movement and the footwork, because of the strikes, it can be very frustrating for people. It can be very energy killing. So like I'm in front of you twitching a lot, and it looks like I'm about to hit you. So you spend a lot of time
twitching,
intense. So your energy just like
you break people's rhythm, like you said.
Rhythm.
People don't fight. They don't understand like what you're talking about. That like it gets me constantly like because especially you are really mixing in hits with it sometimes. So if I don't react, it'll be bam.
Boom, we could get hit anyway. So it's exactly that.
People say you're like a point fighter, but you got a lot of power. You got a lot of knockouts. So it's like, do you sometimes just try to touch, sometimes try to hit hard? Or
I feel you have to mix it up. I think if you try to go for the kill every single time, you become a little bit more predictable. Yeah. And especially with my style, a lot of people are trying to get their hands on me. Yeah. So some people will wait to receive a shot and know that I'm right there to grab or try and get me directly after. So sometimes I have to mix it up with lighter shots, just flick. So it's still annoying. It's irritating.
Sometimes it's a touch.
It's just boom.
And they'll get a little too comfortable. Then you come in with a bam.
Boom.
That's what I was watching some of your fights earlier, and it was just like I was seeing some really nice stuff. The hands down, the switching. I've watched your fights for a long time, but I touched up real quick this morning, being like, damn, this I've never thinking that before. Like, if I fight this guy, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
I think a lot of people feel that even now, and obviously I've had to improve in so many other areas as well. So, like even in my last fight when I got clinched up against the fence, I felt great defending it and getting back to that kind of space, because obviously the earlier time when you get someone that grabs you, it feels like, that's basically the end of the round now. But now I feel like I can kind of come back.
Grappling's
grappling's kind of improved a lot, but I always do it to get back to where I'm good at.
Yeah, to get off the kick.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, I was much more of a grappler. Yeah. So I think my stand-up was way underrated, but my grappling is way better. It's probably the same with you. I bet your grappling is way better than people think, but your stand-up's still clearly better. You're one of the best in the world. 10-time world champion. So why go grapple with guys?
Exactly, and that's the thing. I see it as a lot of guys that I'm fighting, they may have done this grappling thing for as long as I've done the kickboxing thing. So I'm never going to be better than you in that space, but there's things that I can do to combat that, to nullify what you're doing. And it happened obviously in UFC when the Gracies came over, like people were lost for a little while until anti-grappling happened. It wasn't that you was going to be be better than these guys. It's just that I was able to, I knew where you were trying to get to.
Control their hips,
check your neck.
Check this. Don't let them get the triangle.
And that's what it is. So then people, obviously a lot of the jiu-jitsu guys started losing, but then everything like goes around in circles. Everything evolves. The style of jiu-jitsu now is so different. The leg locks.
The regular jiu-jitsu has veered away for MMA.
Yeah,
that's why they're not seeing very many guys cross over anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because jiu-jitsu was designed for MMA, for fighting, but now it's just veered. So these guys are way better athletes, way better at pure sport jiu-jitsu, but it's its own sport.
Yeah.
And some of these guys never train with punches. You add some hammer fists when they're doing this shit.
The game. I remember the first time I submitted a black belt, I had only been doing MMA for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And again, my jiu-jitsu was like very basic, like super basic. But I caught him in a triangle just because he was, he was ground and pound, and I like landed some shots off my back. I was weirdly enough still pretty savvy. Even though I was on my back, I got good eyes. So as he's throwing punches, I'm like moving and landing punches off my back, so I could be a bit frustrating from my back.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. And then I caught him with a shot, and he's kind of buried his head. I put a triangle up. I was like, hit him again, close the triangle, hit him again. And I subbed him. I was like, oh, damn.
Shit.
Like, what the hell?
No, I saw you had 3 submission wins.
Yeah. So that's like, that's in the fight. But I was just listening in training. Like, they had guys come in all the time to challenge you. And I'm sure you cross-sparred with everybody.
Yeah, and then it gets way more intense when you're cross-sparring. It's like close to a fight.
Yeah.
I think it's good doing that, though, to like build up that like serious competitiveness.
100%. The thing is, I guess there's always been a discussion around whether you should or shouldn't do that, because I know some people they don't spar hard. My gym, London Shoot Fighters,
I'm a big believer of sparring hard.
So then you would have loved it with us. Yeah, because it was just like everybody in the gym was ready at any time.
No, that's who we were. I knew Nick, Gilman. We were hardcore. It's crazy. Even me and Nick would spar so hard, but we never hurt each other.
Yeah.
We managed to have just crazy competitiveness and still be like best friends.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. I think there's an honesty in that space.
Yeah, when you go out there, some days he might beat the shit out of me. Some days I might beat the shit out of him, but we'd come back and like adapt. It's good having a partner like that
you level up.
I think that's how I leveled up. Is me and Nick just leveling up together.
Yeah. Like I got guys in my gym now. He for me is going to be the next. He's kind of adopted my style, and
that's hard to do.
Yeah, he's adopted my style, but his dad was a Olympic wrestler, so he's come from wrestling as well. So and his jiu-jitsu's crazy, like leveled up as well. So Norbert Naveni, and he's probably a couple of fights away from getting in the UFC. Young guy as well. He's 25. He's middleweight.
What's his name?
Norbert Naveni.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, trust me. He's got the bounce, he's got the flair, but then he can wrestle. You know what I mean? And
that's dangerous.
Dangerous. So again, having him in the gym just keeps me.
It's so good having someone at your own gym gunning for you.
Yeah.
But ideally, you guys are like actually friends too. Otherwise, you would appear to hurt each other. Because you have to have your main sparring partner. You can go fight people, but your main sparring partner, you have to trust and be your friend.
100%. And it's funny, he calls me his older brother. And I see him as my younger brother as well. And again, there is a different kind of family.
It really is like that. Like Nate is like my little brother. Yeah. Nick is like, it was like me and Nick ran the thing. So Nate and Gil, I literally look at my little brothers. I'll do anything for those guys.
That's what I mean. It's and people they don't necessarily understand it, but we are, like this is my family, man.
I really look at them as brothers.
We fight together. We travel the world together. He's in my corner all the time. I'm in his corner. We always train each other. Like and we're beating the hell out of each other. But I always say this, like no matter what's going on around the world, in the gym, man, it's all different shapes, sizes, colors, religions, and no one cares. We are all one family.
That's what's so great, because we can all cross in races, religion, because there's a lot of problem with that, And even in my show, I've talked to black nationalists, white nationalists that don't like other people. But for me, coming from the fight world, there's some people that don't like Muslims. I can get along so good with people all race. So how can you sit there and be like, oh, these people aren't good? We don't know each other that well, but just because we're in the same sport, we feel like there's a bond too, even with fighters you don't know that well, because we're like in the same brotherhood. So we could travel all around the world and hit up some other fighters. They'll take you out, show you 100%.
around. There's a certain level of respect, and like you said, in the brotherhood. And I've been exactly the same. I go around the world, and no matter where I go, I always feel like I have a community with me.
Yeah.
I can go to a jiu-jitsu gym, just turn up. Or I can go to a wrestling gym or kickboxing gym and just turn up. And they're, come train.
It's crazy. Anywhere, too. I've been in areas you're not supposed to go, like ghettos in Mexico. There's in Dominican Republic with some kind of rich guys. And they want some. a guy was a huge fan. They start bringing me out to the ghetto. The guys are like, bro, you can't go out here. You can't go out here all black. And I'm just like, bro, I can tell these guys respect me so much. They're like the head gangbangers that run this shit. I'm good. The other guys bounced on me. I could tell these guys had a deep respect for me. I wouldn't have gone out there without those guys. I'm not like an idiot. You know, I'm not a moron. But I could tell these guys were going to look out for me. You know, everyone was like, so the kids were so happy. Like they went out there and taught like a free little seminar for this like
dope.
They had a poor thing built, but it felt good. The other guys were like, bro, you shouldn't have gone out there. I'm just like, nah, bro, I could tell the respect I had.
I think I feel the same in that respect. There's one thing everybody can appreciate, and my coach always said is you entertain the entertainers and everybody else. Like there's not one person that won't look at what you do and what any of us do and just give us respect for it.
No, we get mad respect in fighting. Unfortunately, mostly only for men, or probably better now to get me out of trouble. But
yeah. To be fair, saying that though, even it was like yesterday, I think it was two different women. A woman came up to me and she was like, "Oh man, like big fan of yours," and a lot of the times it usually is like their boyfriend's fan, and she was like, "No, I've watched you because she does jiu-jitsu," and then that got her into the space of combat full stop. And then she see me, and then it happened again. Another lady, same thing. And the reason I knew because she was with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend was like, "Don't know who this guy is."
Yeah,
and she was just like, "Oh man,
like, Well, what happens too, though, you notice girls notice that other men are treating you better. Consciously or subconsciously, they go, "Oh, this guy gets treated better. This guy has like a special treatment everywhere he goes."
Yeah, I had it before. I actually mentioned that as like, anytime I used to go out to clubs and stuff, you go out and even though you don't get recognized by women, exactly what you said. They recognize
see everyone's
that
like,
men are like,
open the door for you, let you do this.
So like, who's he?
You go to the bathroom, the guy goes, "Oh, I'll walk you."
Literally.
"Oh, I'll walk the girl you're with." And they start being like, "Why are you getting treated so much better?"
But again, like I'm tapped out of that space.
Exactly. I'm out of that world now. But it was fun. It was fun while I was in there.
Of course. But it's just again, I'm an observer. I love to just watch people full stop, and it was just interesting to see how people respond, men and women.
I always pay attention to little things, psychology. And I think we probably learned so much having, I've grown up super poor, to being successful, being around people more famous than me and just observing. And then there are famous people that don't get treated respect too.
Yeah.
Remember one time there was a guy way more famous than me, but this girl looks at me and goes, "I don't know who you are, but everyone here is treating you with way more respect than him. I want to go with you." And that guy was like trying to get him up too. Like, no one respects this guy. I know him. It's just funny, like, that she picked that up.
Yeah. Again, it happens, but I just think fighting world is a very unique space. Actually, one area that I initially at the time was like, well, how does that help me in any way? Well, one area is a lot of people in prisons are massive fans.
Oh, wow.
Like, especially in the UK. That's one thing I know for sure because I had friends go in and out of prison and they're like, "Bro, like they watch your fights." Like but one guy told me that when he's in there, he said, anytime you win your fight, it's for a good hour, people are kicking the cells and going crazy. Like they're going, it's hyped. And I've had people meet me and they're like, "Bro, you got me through prison, man," and da-da-da. And that's a space I actually want to go into now because in my head I'm just like, it's great to have a fan base, but
you
they're
go
in prison.
And talk to them maybe and try to.
So
put them
I
want
to do prison reform. I actually met a guy.
That's big. Like getting these guys not going back.
Exactly. And I met a guy, and obviously I know fighting could help them with that. I met a guy called Scott Budnick. He did film like Due Day, Hangover. Like he's a big producer, but he also is Kim Kardashian's mentor. And he helped her get into prison reform and stuff. And we spoke, chopped it up and stuff. And I was like, I would love to do that. When he told me about what he's doing, I was like, I'd love to do that in the UK. So I'm working in the background now, going to be doing some stuff.
Hey guys, Jake Shields here. As you know, I have a free speech podcast. It'd be impossible to keep it going without my sponsors. So today my sponsor is AntelopeHillPublishing.com. So go to their site and use the promo code FIGHTBACK, and they have lots of different books that are hard to get, foreign languages interpreted. Today I recommend the book Opiate of the Masses. It is a full investigative journalism of the opiate crisis in America. Again, AntelopeHillPublishing.com, and be sure to use the promo code FIGHTBACK. Hey guys, I'm demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support me and the podcast, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy some cool merch like the shirt I'm wearing now.
So these are the kind of things that help. Like, I've done some charity shit. Most of it's out pointless. The one thing that was good for like a year, I was going and teaching jiu-jitsu and sports to these inner city kids, which is mostly all black, but not. And some of these inner city black areas in America are really bad. Like where I was going was really bad. And these kids, I think it helped these guys a lot. One kid goes to me, he's like, I've never felt comfortable on a white person before. That was like shocking to hear that, because I realized like, oh shit, he's never been around white people, and he felt like weird around them. And then we started bringing the cops in to work out with the kids, so it got them seeing each other like humanized. That's the one thing I should have kept doing. That felt like it was making like actually a difference.
It makes a difference.
But there's no one like throwing these type of programs. Like, hey, getting these kids working out.
It is perception. It is that perception. For that kid, obviously in the areas predominantly going to be black people anyway, but then your only real interactions with white people are a lot of the times with the police. And the stories that you hear and that's pushed towards you all the time is these guys shoot you guys. So I understand why you would have that association
of white people. Exactly. That's why I started bringing the police in sometimes too. To work
it's
out
important.
With the kids. And they would be laughing together, getting along. And like, unfortunately, that program, stopped doing it. But like,
it's annoying, man.
These are the kind of things that these are the type of things we should be doing in the programs. That's the one. I've worked with other charities, bro, and I just saw they were scamming money, not doing anything with it.
I've always been somewhat dubious of charities unless I'm involved in it, as in like I'm
this one I was actually just doing my own time.
Exactly. So unless I'm
I wasn't even
involved.
Paid,
or a friend of mine, he was in. He moved to Thailand. He was just walking around. He said he took a wrong left somewhere, and he basically ended up in like a dump site. But as he's walking through, kids are walking out, and he's like, well, do people live here? So long story short, he was just like, I want to turn this around. He ended up moving over there, and he basically started to house these kids or clear up the areas that they were living in and so on and so forth. And when he was pushing for funding, I'm like, 100%, I can see that you're going out and doing this thing. Like, it's very different. But a lot of these big charities.
I remember doing this work for one, and they would be like flying us private jets, putting it up as suites, getting front row ticket. I'm like, bro, this is other people's money. I think it's mostly other rich people funneled in too. But I'm like, this is.
I understand there's a business to everything. I understand. You can't be ignorant of that. But it's like, also make sure you get the job done, please.
There are great charities too, so don't want to knock.
Of course.
But having worked for the one and just seeing like how they're just scamming. I think they were just taking other rich people's money anyways. Passing through. But I'm like, bro, this isn't a real charity. This is just you guys like.
And I think don't quote me on this, but I remember when I first heard about this was years ago when we were talking about charity. He said you only need to give us like 20 or 30% of your the income that you raise to charity to be classed as a charity. And I was like,
I think it's even less than that, maybe.
Serious?
It's like,
that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't know.
Because they can write it off as expenses.
Yeah.
But the expenses are the private jet, the suites we were staying. That's kind of the point. So that was, this is just expenses. They can write all that off as, this is not money we're making. This is travel us out here to do that. These guys this is scummy shit.
It's terrible. But it's a shame to have that. But again, all we can do is do our bit, And like I said, I want to try and get into the prison reform stuff.
That one directly, you could go in and talk to the people. That's something you could.
And they respect you as well.
Because they'll respect you, exactly.
Yeah.
They'll look at you with respect. Other guys, they won't.
Yeah.
It was funny because unfortunately, Kane's in prison for a few years over some dude.
Bro,
someone goes to me, Kane's going to get killed in prison. I look at him like, are you retarded, stupid, bro? These people are going to love. First off, who would want to fight Kane, bro? That guy's one of the scariest guys. Like, I've sparred him before, dude. Fuck, dude, that sucks.
He's a beast. Though.
Oh my god,
he's an absolute beast.
Absolutely, I was terrified of him. I'm like, please don't make me spar Kane.
He was an absolute beast, and like an enjoyable, especially for like that heavyweight style. To be so aggressive, because usually it's a lot slower pace. Obviously, you're looking for that one big. He's like, nah, I'm gonna.
He was the best in the world. Like, if he would have had a longer stretch, I'd put him there as the all-time greats. The reason I can't is because like guys like Fader had a longer run. I think when you talk about all-time great, you can't just be like 2 years of greatness. You gotta
you have to.
That's my view at least. But he was. He might have beat anyone though in that couple year period. He was just mauling people. I'd go in and watch, because I would go in there and spar like Fitch, Khabib. Me and Khabib would like go at it before he was like UFC champ and stuff.
That's the thing, man. Like one thing, I've sparred a lot of people, but obviously I came at a different time. So when you're naming people, I'm just like, oh man, that would have been amazing to be able to have sparred and trained alongside.
I wish I had footage of that.
Of course, it was a different time as well.
We used to just like go at it. I'd come back and he'd be like, you 5 rounds today. Not like in a disrespectful way, but just because he knew I was like good at grappling. So it was just like, and then you're like getting nervous. So sometimes it's good switching around, but sometimes if you have someone like that wants to go 5 rounds, bro, that is like, it's like a battle.
Yeah.
Especially let's say we're up 2 rounds apiece, that 5th round, it's
you're gonna
like,
push yourself.
So I think if you have, people always switch round every round, but I think if you have a good sparring partner, I like to do both. But if you have someone that's fucking at your level and you just go 5 rounds
like
with
you say,
them,
you just,
it just can, that's like me, Nick used to do a lot.
Yeah. So how is Nick, like, as a training, I say more like a training partner?
He's great as a training partner.
Yeah.
He chooses like an hour late to everything.
He seems mad chill.
Yeah.
Like,
but he'll train for like hours.
Yeah.
Dude, he trains so hard. We used to have 3-4 hour sessions. Then we'd have like we'd come out because we were like an hour apart from each other.
Okay.
So we'd come out almost every morning. We'd have like this 4-hour session. Then we'd come back and do a light one at night.
Crazy.
But we'd all spar with people watching to add intensity to it.
Yeah.
So when we sparred, and because we'd always do our sparring like in the cage or ring, it would be like me and Nick, then Gil and Nate. We wanted everyone watching to get us nervous. Then we'd do like an hour of grappling, hit pads. We would do like a long, hard one, and then like, run or weights or something at night.
Do you see it differently now? As in, like, obviously, I know you do still coach and stuff, but do you feel like it's not as intense now, or just very different, more scientific? You know what
both.
I mean?
I think those guys could train a little harder. Some of the more scientific stuff is good. There's improvements. But I think at least in America, a lot of these guys want to spar once or twice a week, not go hard. We spar 3 times a week. I didn't get hit a ton. You don't get hit a ton either. You can spar more. I grappled pretty much, like 6 days a week.
Of course.
Like
that's
an hour. I'd be running a few days a week, only during camp because I hate running. Lifting, like pads. It was like a lot of work. And I feel like there are some guys that do this. But not a ton. But I guess that's why I was fighting at the top level. All the guys I trained with were already top level because we were like lunatics. We trained so hard. Like, what's your training schedule?
But that's the thing, because I'm with like I said, the London Street Fighter guys. They were the first MMA gym in like 95 to 97 in the UK, and they've had everybody there and been involved in boxing. Obviously MMA, they originated in, but in boxing and just everything. People just knew you're gonna get beasted down there. Lee Murray? Yeah. So he's from.
Oh, he's from your gym. I don't know him personally, but he's crazy. He's only knocked out Tito. He's in prison for the largest bank heist. And was that in England or where was that?
In England. In England, yeah.
Crazy, right?
And that's what I mean. Like that gym was just known for exactly that kind of energy.
Street as fuck.
Oh yeah, 100%. But my coaches, they themselves were very, very serious men in the sense that the reason they were able to keep and manage somebody like Lee Murray is because Lee Murray respected them.
Yeah, you have to respect these people. You
100%.
can't coach guys like that unless they respect you.
Oh, 100%.
But man, you gotta, in my opinion, you have to run a gym very extreme. Someone's got to be an asshole, strict rules.
Yeah.
Typically, I didn't want to be by accident. Like it was either me or Nick who had to be the ones that lay the law down. But it was very strict. If guys don't do the whole workout, I'd kick them out. I'd kick UFC guys out of a gym. I'm not gonna say names, but just like, nah, bro, you're not like, because they're trying not to do the whole workout. It's like, no, we do the whole workout together.
Yeah.
This is a very serious. We take our training serious, but it's a fucking serious sport.
It
ain't a joke. I ain't going in there like trying to make friends. Like, I do make great friends there, but it's like, it was my career and I was trying to fucking win world titles.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with what you're saying. Because there's so many egos that are drawn to combat. You need one big ego that can manage that.
That can manage it,
It's like,
that's
I'm
an enforcer. And sometimes you got to beat the fuck out of someone.
Exactly,
like I would get in gym fights sometimes. Someone disrespect me. I'd go after. But people knew that. So they knew like, oh shit, we better like.
Stay in shape.
You better listen to the rules. You're going to get your ass beat.
My coach is exactly that. He's very serious. Like, he doesn't play a game. But he's more of the old school mentality of like, we spar it regularly.
I like that. Look how good you are.
No, of course.
How often do you spar?
That's the thing. It varies. We have set days that we're supposed to spar, which is like I think it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But
you might do more sometimes.
Sometimes we walk to the gym and he's like, "Okay, we're sparring again," and I'm just like, we sparred yesterday. What?
But for you don't get hit that much. If you get hit all the time, you want to spar less. But I doubt you get hit that much.
Nah. I'm
with
fortunate with the style that I have.
You're so hard to hit.
But it's still you're still beating up your body.
It still beats up your body.
Yeah, it still beats up your body. Even an impact, as in like I'm landing the ones.
People,
I'm like, why am I sore? You know what I mean?
Are your hands sore all the time?
To be fair, I've got big knuckles, but my hands don't like damage.
Really?
Rarely. And I'm surprised because a lot of people say, especially with how I snap in and jump out, But my hands don't. I usually have issues with like knees, ankles, and like lower back. Being a tall person,
lower back.
Lower back. I feel like everyone in the gym's got lower back issues.
Oh, dude, that sucked, dude. I'm sorry. That's.
I feel like I brought PTSD up for you just now.
That was just crushed me the last couple of years of my career. Now it's been a lot better, but I was just struggling with it for the last couple of years, and I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna retire. As far as my hands, I used to have like weird, like if I would squeeze, so if someone would squeeze my hand too hard, I would get like pissed if someone would squeeze too hard. I started like just giving like
fist bumps and stuff.
Sometimes. Not that you don't want to do soft, but sometimes guys would just squeeze my hands all fucked up. It's like, bro,
I agree with that one as well. So I used to have to, if I had an injury anywhere around like wrist or anything, I just put even if I didn't need it, I just put a bandage. People could just see it. You know what I mean?
That's good.
It's that visual kind of thing because 100%. Sometimes you shake people's hands and it's like next to nothing, and then sometimes it's like everyone's like trying to make a point.
Yeah, they try squeezing when your hands are already fucked up. It's like, bro, you can't do that. You're fucking me up. You don't want to sound like a pussy though. You're a UFC fighter.
No, but yeah, it's funny, but it's weird. Like I had the only thing I've had really with my hand of more recent is nerve damage down here. Like I got an impingement like here on my elbow, and it takes so long to fix nerves or for nerves to heal. So like my little finger on this side, I can't do too much.
Oh yeah, it doesn't move very well. I see that.
Like this, I can't do any of these. It's like stuck. But it doesn't change my grip. I still got one thing I'm known for is my grip, and then obviously the punch, and I can do both of those things still. So I'm like, let's keep going.
Somewhere where you're, I would say, a master of is distancing. A lot of people don't understand. They just teach punches.
Yeah.
But distancing is as important, if not more important, I think. Just understanding that in and out, that space, that when I can hit you, when I can't. I'm not like a great striker, but I think I have pretty good understanding of distance. I don't got the bounce and shit like you do. But like I understand where I hit you, where I can't. And that's just so crucial and so 100%. Underrated. People hardly talk about that.
Yeah, 100%. I think footwork and distance control is, as you say, equally as important because it allows me to land the punches that I want to land, but then also not get hit at nowhere near as clean as I'm hitting. And I use like this is boxing, but I like to use him just because he's art. When I watch him, I think it's beautiful. Is Lemonchenko. He's got such a beautiful, like he's almost dancing. And the distance, he feels like he's right in front of you, and he punches, and it's just off,
just barely
off, and it's just beautiful to watch. And it's the same thing in all combat sports. People focus so much on the damage, and my thing is if you can't, your power does. I always say this: your power doesn't mean anything if you can't land it.
Exactly.
So, like that's important to be able to figure out how to get to your opponents, but then get out as well.
Yeah. Sometimes, like for me, I would just start trying to touch them with a jab.
Yeah.
Once you could touch them,
get a range.
Then start, just get in that range. So once they get that first touch, you feel the distance without getting in.
I think jab is underrated.
So underrated.
So underrated, and so many times I've seen in fights, I'm just like, bro, you could figure this out way quicker if you landed a few more jabs. And even if I always say this is my measuring stick. I'll throw it out, and even if I haven't hit, I can feel how far left.
I'm not always even trying to hit you with a jab. It's like a measuring stick.
Exactly,
And then try to touch him. Then you can try to hurt him with your jab.
Exactly. And then I feel you can get your reads, you get your timings better. Yeah, there's so much that can go in with just simple techniques that people overrate because, again, everyone's that thirst for blood kind of takes over.
They're looking just to head punch.
Just go crazy. And I feel that's the easiest thing to avoid, especially with myself. That's
why, like you're in, out, but you still get a lot of knockouts. People are like, oh, he's a point fighter. It's like, bro, you have a ton. I was watching, you have a ton of knockouts. You're sleeping people. I don't know, like.
And it's about, for me, it's a collision. I call it the car crash effect. Because I understand the distancing, what I do is I push people and pull people. So as I push them away and they come back, I go forward and I meet them. And it's just
you learn right
power.
So you're watching their feet kind of.
Yeah, you're adjusting their feet.
When they're going to come.
And I understand their bounce. I get their rhythm. And then once I understand their rhythm, it's like, okay, cool. I know exactly where you're going to want to press forward. And I try to meet you there before it. My time and my speed allows me to get there before you, even though you started before me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You also kind of do the Anderson Silva thing where you kind of come out and read them for a minute before you start throwing.
Yeah.
You're going out there, you're seeing all their movements, you're seeing you're like, it's like a computer where you're downloading them.
Downloading, man.
And then
downloading.
You start picking them apart.
100%. And again, I think that's important as well. I think everyone's, and I think, to be fair, I think a lot of fighters instinctively do that anyway. Nobody, very rarely do they start the fight just going all gun. Right they usually, there's a little bit of a, but I feel like they're not doing it. the best way. Like they're downloading some aspects of things, but then they still get to the point where they just go, okay, it's time to just fight.
Start trading.
Yeah. And it's like they're not really registering things that small space, that 30 seconds, 40 seconds of like, you know, fainting and stuff was really giving you. The information that's given you, not really understanding it. Because I see it, a lot of people, they all start very slow and then they're just, there's a point where they're just like, okay, let's just go.
Like you really spend that first minute bouncing,
100%,
reading the rhythm. That's what I was noticing watching you. Like, okay, you're really reading everything before you start attacking. You're like doing a really good job of downloading it.
Yeah.
That's not something I was never very good at that. You know, I wish I would have. Looking back, watching that, like, man, I should have been doing that.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva is another master of that.
Man, it's beautiful to watch, man.
So beautiful, bro.
So beautiful to watch, man.
Did
you ever get to work with him?
No, I was supposed to fight him at Rumble in the Rock tournament, and then he was fighting Yushin Okami. He blasted him with a legal kick, and Yushin Okami faked out and fucking. I was pissed because I really wanted to fight Anderson.
I mean, that would have been great.
I always wanted to fight the best guy.
Yeah,
so I'm dumb, you know. But I was so pissed. I'm like, fuck, I wanted to fight Anderson.
Yeah. You've met him though.
Oh yeah, I know. He's cool.
He seems it. It seems like I haven't had the pleasure.
I don't know him well, but just I've walked up a couple times to introduce myself. He's like, hey, you know, gives me a hug, super nice, so super polite.
Yeah.
A lot of the best fighters are so nice. There's a few exceptions, but a lot of the guys are.
For the most part, like there's very few people that I've met that are rude or
I think
bad.
the only one for me was Matt Hughes. Walked up to him and said, what's up? And he was just kind of dick. I wanted to fight him after that, but never got to.
Oh,
I'm like, fuck this guy. I'll beat his ass.
I met him briefly. He was coaching someone at Bellator. I think he had an accident, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's kind of after. It was very sad. Like I saw him obviously at a walk.
Up, I think.
He was walking a certain way, and I asked my coach, and they said, he had an accident and stuff. So obviously, hopefully, he kind of
so even though I didn't like him in the past, I still
of course, nobody wants the worst for you.
Don't want any bad. Let's get real quick into. I was reading your Wikipedia this morning. It was saying crazy shit like saying you had like 20 fights in a day. Is that true or is that like an exaggeration?
So like
that's insane.
So all right, for example, if you go to relate to a jiu-jitsu competition, it's a matted competition, and you know you enter as many categories as you want, and it's the same thing.
You can do multiple weights.
You can do multiple weights. But our thing was so if I went into my competition, we had point scoring, we had light continuous, we sometimes had kick fighting, which was literally what it is. It's just kicking. You can block, but you just literally just kicks. We had there's like a few other low kick, a few other things, and I basically entered multiple weight divisions and multiple styles of fighting that day, and literally. I was winning fights. In my head, I didn't think I was going to win all of them, but I was winning fights. So I was literally running from one mat to the next, and just all day.
So exhausting.
Yeah.
I've done like 10, 12 wrestling matches in a day. And just shot afterwards.
Yeah,
I've done that.
To be fair, I don't think I could have done it for
wrestling. That's not far harder, but because I entered 2 divisions. So I saw what it said. It said you like 22 in a day. I was like, what?
But it's again very different. Obviously, is the point element. But it's just
how long are these matches?
It was either 2 rounds, depending on which one you're doing. So you have a 2-minute rounds or 3 1.5 minute rounds, depending on where you.
That's still an insane amount of work. Like
I was just a bit of a Duracell bunny at the time. Just like I just want to do it all. I was knackered.
How old were you? You're probably young, right?
Yeah,
just full of
17, 18, around that. And I was like. The reason I was comfortable doing it is because I was doing exceptionally well at that time. Like
you was masked.
Everybody. Like there was in the UK, there was very few anybody. I don't think there's anybody that could really do anything to me at that time. So I was going through a phase of just like,
you were a little arrogant. But you earn the right to be arrogant.
Yeah.
People are probably just like, this motherfucker's running from here to here and beating me.
Yeah, I was literally fighting, and they're calling my name on 2 different. So they had to. They'd have to hold it up or put the next fight on first while I'm fighting and try to. I was just like running around.
What were you doing to get in that kind of cardio? Were you doing a lot of running? Or?
It was just competing. It was a lot of competing, and obviously in our classes as well. Weirdly enough, we were doing a lot of rounds of sparring as well, and that was every session that we trained. And I probably only train about 3 times a week at the time, and then on the weekends we'd fight every weekend somewhere. So it's just a lot of fighting. Yeah. And I guess your body's just used to that kind of.
Yeah, you can build it up.
You get used to it, yeah.
But I don't know that sport, but have you ever known anyone else to do that many matches? To me, that seems like insane.
I think that was a lot for me, but like for anybody back then, because most people would either do light contact and points, and you can rack up
8,
quite
10,
yeah,
maybe,
exactly,
10
yeah.
maybe,
you can rack up quite
10,
a few fights,
but not like 20. That 20, 22.
Yeah, one day that was a lot.
What?
It was a lot.
You were just competing all the time.
Everywhere. Yeah, it didn't matter where. that was like our family weekend, was driving to a competition, fighting all week, all day, and then coming back.
That was me with wrestling. My dad would be like, "Oh, we're going to wrestling." I'm so thankful now. So like, "Oh, do I have to, Dad?" It's like, this is what we're doing, you know.
So did he get you into it?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
You know, and I wanted to do it too, but sometimes I'm like, "Can't have this weekend off," and he'd be like, "Nope, we're going."
Yeah.
You know, and then he managed me throughout my career and all that. So that was
cool.
So you know, it kept us close.
Yeah.
We'd fight sometimes too.
Yeah,
but,
sure. You knock heads.
ultimately,
Like, that's family.
It made us really close. You know, especially with management. You know, for the most part, it's good. Every now and again, we fight over something. Then you call, sorry, Dad, I just got you. Know, it's hard working with family, but he did amazing. After he died, and then had other managers, I'm like, holy shit, he's so much better than everyone else.
Oh you feel it.
Yeah, you realize, wow, dude, my dad was really putting in a lot of energy. He knew what he was doing. He was getting me paid.
Yeah, amazing.
The kind of things you.
Well, you have someone that obviously they want the best for you.
Yeah,
like, you know, for most people. So
there's some people where their parents are shitty, but like
100%. That's what I said. For most people,
like your dad, it sounds like cared about you a lot.
Man, like he's was a family man. Like he just like loved all of us. Let's say we did everything together. Like we're all around the world together, training and fighting each other. Just everything he did was to keep us close, and he's just very supportive. So he was exactly the same. But also he was honest in when I said to him like, oh, I want to go into MMA. He's like, okay, you're gonna have to find yourself a new coach. And he was just like some people like to make it about themselves. He was
a lot of people would.
Yeah, he's like,
let his ego aside, knowing.
Ego aside, he's like, I know I don't know this world. You're gonna need to find someone. And what he did, he met my current coach now once, and he came to the gym. He's like, I want to see your setup. I want to speak to you. And he went and spoke to my job till now. And my coach tells me aspects of what he said, but he's like, he came back to me. He's like, you're with the right people.
Nice.
And then never came back to the gym. He's like, I don't need to. He's like, I'll come to fight.
You didn't want to be like stepping.
No, I don't want to be in the way.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in the way. It's like, he's like, I just wanted to know.
Someone trying to micromanage your training and shit, it can cause a huge problem.
And I think instinctively you might want to say, because you have experience in the striking area.
Yeah.
He might just want to say something, but in his head he's like, I don't need to be here.
Yeah, because it might cause problems.
Exactly.
You know, it'd be hard to hold back. No, that's smart. He was able to know when to step away.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it showed me a lot of like his personality, like in terms of when his ego needed to be there, when his ego didn't need to be there, and the fact that he could control that enough to go.
Because we all have egos.
Yeah, of course.
Being able to, and I don't think an ego is bad. Ego drives us to greatness, but you need to know when to pull it back, 100%. When not to be over arrogant,
100%.
When to be like in our car ride over, I was talking about, I train MMA fighters, but I don't like to be their stand-up coach. I have to be a separate stand-up coach.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we're saying, like, do you train some guys too, right?
Yeah. So we trained for while I was getting to the age where like you need to kind of make money now.
Yeah, right.
I had to start coaching, and I'm saying it like I didn't like. I actually really enjoy coaching. I just wanted to be selfish and focus on myself.
Yeah.
So I got to a place where I was running one of my dad's gyms, and I got to a place where it was basically running itself, and I didn't need to be there all the time. And my dad as well was just like, yeah, fine, we'll pay you a little bit. Just go and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that again allowed me to get to where I am now. So
Methylene blue has been used for over 100 years for medical purposes and recently surged back into popularity. It has been shown to help repair brain tissue and improve memory, cognitive function, energy, and mood. Research suggests that methylene blue could have neuroprotective effects, possibly aiding in conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression. Go to MerakiMedicinal.com and use the promo code FIGHTBACK for a discount. Hey guys, I'm a self-funded podcast, so if you want to support me and the work I'm doing, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy cool merch like the shirt I'm wearing about the Rhodesia Resistance.
Yeah, because you have to just be training full time.
Yeah.
But I was coaching some too to make money early on, and I think that helped get my jiu-jitsu a lot better because you have to really think about things, right?
Yeah,
you have to
100%.
break down what you're doing.
100%.
I think it helps so much to coach.
I always say that. Like I feel like having like junior instructors that can coach the beginners, the complete beginners, helps them progress because like they get a sense of responsibility for one, but then also like exactly what you're saying, they're reiterating over and over again. Your hand has to do this first, and your foot has to put on the hip, and then you have to rotate, and then they're saying
you're having to really go through your head what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're having to think about it. Sometimes I show a move and you have to really think.
Yeah.
Like there's been times you show a move and then everyone's doing it wrong. And you're like, okay, I clearly left out some important details. If one person's doing it wrong,
that's fine.
That's
might
that
be
person.
That person.
But if I look around, everyone doing
it.
I'm like, I just failed in how I taught that move. I have to go think and figure out a better way to teach it.
Yeah. It's important. And we used to have a lot of like junior instructors, and I could see the difference between a junior instructor and a junior instructor was you just basically helped the coaches only with the beginners. Like you didn't teach anybody else past that. And you just see how they progress. They even when you're now teaching them, they're very like, okay, I need to listen to the details because I also need to remember how to tell these guys.
Now,
yeah. So, and everybody likes being at the front of the class, no matter who it is. Being at the front of the class and explaining to people, that feeling like the guy in charge.
Yeah,
so a lot
of people love coaching.
Yeah. So, but you also don't want to feel stupid. So, these guys ended up really taking on board the details of, you got to do like this, and asking more questions and really engaging in teaching instead of, especially boys. I find girls tend to be way more detailed. Yeah. But boys, it's like, let's just fight. Like, I just want to release energy.
Yeah, initially I didn't like coaching girls at all, but then I realized they pick up stuff better sometimes.
So much better.
They listen better. I don't train girls, but some girls talk me into it. I'm like, oh, they actually listen better.
I agree. I completely agree. And I said some of my best students now to date were all the girls that, again, I've taught them since they were like 9, and they're grown now. They're always just like, I still got like see them and stuff. And they're just like it's changed their life in what they're doing now.
Changed so many people's life for better. Like for me, I was heading down not a good path, hanging out with the wrong people. A lot of my friends I was with, they're dead or in prison. Yeah. Once I got into fighting, it just
changes them.
It just changed me so much for the better. That's why it's like finding something to put your energies to, especially as young men. A lot of times you have too much energy and like maybe too much aggression and shit. We need something to put it into. I found fighting. After that, it was just no more fights.
But also a peer group that you can respect more so than the peer group in your area.
Yeah,
because I was raised in shit areas as well, but I was always able to be like, I'm not doing that shit. They're like, yo, we're gonna go there, and I can't, bro. These guys can beat me up. These guys can beat me up, and I don't want to disappoint these guys. Like these guys are like, I look at all these guys as my older brothers and older, like just like aunties, uncles. That they're not my blood, and I love these people as family, and I can't let them down.
You don't want them hearing you did bad shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't let them down.
To hear you doing drugs or robbing shit.
Yeah, but if I didn't have that, I reckon I'd have been like, yeah, cool, let's.
No, it's so.
I'm trying to impress you as well.
So. It's so easy if you're in a bad area to fall into that. That's why that's why it felt good when I was doing a program, working with the inner city kids. And at least helps a little bit. Hopefully, helped a couple of them at least. You're not going to help them all, but you get something to put the energy into.
But then they also pass down as well. There's certain guys that I used to teach that are teaching now, and they got schools and stuff. Yeah. And like, that started with you. It started with the generation before. My dad, he passed it to me. I passed it to these guys. Like, it will keep spreading.
And it feels good to share your knowledge. Yeah. Like, because once you get good, some of the shit you're creating yourself, Jiu-jitsu is a little different, but I'm sure a lot of your shit, like you're so creative, I'm sure a lot of it you're coming and you want to share your knowledge. Like a lot of my jiu-jitsu, a lot of stuff I came up with myself. I want to share that. I want other people to learn it, to pass it on to other generations. I don't want it to die with me.
I think it's important. I think our gym was very secretive. Like, you don't show anything.
That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be in my gym too. But things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed a lot. Like it's like, okay. And I think it's important because I understand why there's a worry of somebody catching something that you're doing good and picking it up. But my thing is, in terms of progression, they're going to learn, but then you have to counter that and learn as well. So it's going to push you faster in the long run.
People are watching videos anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, mate, there's videos on everything. Like somebody sent me something. I can't remember what it is. Like an app that you can watch all the jiu-jitsu videos.
A BJJ Fanatics. They have all the. I have DVDs in there. They have tons of. And people are sharing their best. They have to share really good stuff, or people aren't going to buy them.
It's true. Because that's the thing, making their money from it now.
You want to buy more videos.
Yeah.
Dude, so I buy videos occasionally. And watch them, the Gordon Ryan. I mean, I can go train with those guys anyways, but sometimes if I'm not around them, because I trained those guys a couple years, I'm like, let's see what Gordon's doing now.
He actually he messaged me actually, and I got back to him. I was like, I want to go out and do some training.
Gordon's a really good friend of mine. We started a message. You don't need a contact, but he's a great guy. Very helpful. I highly recommend you go and work with him.
100%.
he's so helpful. He's not going to hurt you. He's
I like learning anyway. Like, I don't mind getting beaten up. Yeah. Some people worry about that.
He's not just going to maul you, though.
I know, but I'm
like,
just
he could if he wants, but he's not just going to.
Yeah,
well, if you go hard with him, because sometimes with Gordon, I get frustrated and like headbutt him or something. And then we're like fighting, you know? But like, he's not like, I think one day he did something pissing me off. He like let me pass his guard and I felt insulted. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to fuck this guy up, you know? But then he ended up fucking me up because he's so good. But I felt insulted to like let me get mount. So I'm like, bro, you just insulted me, fucker. He's so good,
and he's so good at what he
it's such a good, helpful,
yeah.
Like, some people don't like him because he runs his mouth online and shit, but he's the most respectful, honorable, always keeps his word, always does. If you need a favor, does it like that. Because even once he passed me up, he still treated me like I said a senior at the gym.
Amazing.
As he should, but a lot of these guys wouldn't, you know what I mean?
True.
Again,
that egos will tell them
like, oh no, Jake was like the generation before me. Like me, GSP. Once he started passing us, he still treated us as a senior. That's how it should be, but a lot of these guys aren't like that.
Yeah. So true, man. Like, another thing, I feel like the old school martial arts, like the grounding foundational martial arts, it's kind of changing because I feel like there's a lot the young egos, I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, that's it, because he's a young guy and he had that whole martial arts respect. And it's like, oh yeah, we're the belts. Because to me, you know, all these older black belts, I beat, but they have black belt for me. Like, oh no, you have seniority over me for the match. You know, you're like an older black belt. You had it before mine. You have not just if you're older, but if you had your belt before mine. Or stuff like, no, you have seniority in jiu-jitsu. Like that person's, you know, oh, you stand in front of me, you go first. It's just like not gonna kiss the guy's ass, but I'm gonna show him a little extra respect. If we're on the mats and bump into each other, like I'm gonna move.
I think that's a generational thing though, because I find that even like, for example, when I was younger in the area, same thing, the same bad areas, if an older man or older woman came over, like, guys, what are you doing? Like, we're just messing around and we don't, sorry. Like, sorry. Like, my apologies. Like, there's a bit of like sweet talking and like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Now people are rude. Like super like rude to like your elders. It doesn't. These are people that are not involved and you're shouting and screaming back at them. And I'm like, what the hell?
Just like be polite to your elders, exactly.
Yeah, like I feel like something's like shifted over time, not just in the martial arts, but just in general. Like,
yeah, I know it's for sure the martial arts, but you're right. It's not just martial arts. Like these young kids, like I was at my friend's gym, used to help run the other day, and like all these like white belts are blasting through the mat. I'm like, bro, there's like I just stopped class, but like, dude, there's a respect order. Like, it doesn't mean you like you abuse it, but like if two black belts are rolling and you're like rolling into them, you move. It doesn't mean I'll move sometimes. It's easy for me, but there's like kind of an order you have to hold of like of seniority.
But there's a certain level of just obviously respect, but unwritten rules. It's not like nobody had to tell you that. You can kind of go and see it. You should know it.
That's why I had to like stop the class. But like, I feel like 5 white belts blast into me, bro. Like learn some fucking mat awareness. Learn some seniority. Like I'm not blasting into anyone. You guys need to have some fucking respect, dude. And it's like getting kicked by dudes on the mat and shit. It's like pay attention. Like if I'm running this class and shit, doesn't mean I'm gonna bully you out of the way, but like don't fucking kick me.
And it is something's changed, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. But yeah, it's in a lot of areas, and I feel like just the young up and comers are so eager to just be the guy on top.
They want to be the top guy. That's why some guys won't go to these hard ass gyms. Like, tell me a little about your gym. It sounds like you got good trainers, tough guys. Like who are the trainers? Who are the guys there?
Actually, I was with Joe a couple of days ago, and I was speaking to him about it because one of my coaches, Marius Dimitriadis, there's 2 brothers, Marius and Alexis. And Marius used to train with like Eddie Bravo and Joe Rogan at the same time. That era. What the other coach and my other 2 coaches, his brother and like their best friend Paul Ivans, they were heavily interested in and like on the trying to get into the Olympic team and stuff. So they were I think they traveled to Japan to train. They was in the States. Marius was in LA at the time with Eddie Bravo, Joe Rogan, doing his jiu-jitsu and stuff. And then when they got back to the UK and they were young still, they were like, let's start MMA, like mixed martial. It was very, nobody doing it at the time. And they started an actual official MMA gym. And yeah, like I said, they've gone into MMA, obviously, like likes of myself, Lee Murray, John Hathaway, Carlos Famola. They've had Claudio da Silva, who's been on the thing. Marvin Vittori used to train there before he actually moved.
He's out Florida now. He was here for a minute.
Yeah. So like I trained with him for at least like 6-7 years before he actually moved. Like we've had a lot of guys. Amir Arbazi is now in UFC and stuff as well.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yeah. they've had a lot of guys, and then even boxing. They actually trained Dylan White before he got into boxing in his first kickboxing and MMA fight. Derek Chisora, David Hay. They're now kind of doing influencer. They seem to be popular now as well. This kind of new school influencer boxing. They have KSI in the gym, and a lot of the Misfits guys that come through and do training and stuff. So they've been around for a long time, and they know the circuit well, and they just got a great structure. Again, it can be very difficult, even for us, where it's like, fuck. Yeah, I've been here for ages, and I'm still like, Jesus, these guys are so tough, but it gets the results done. Like I think the only gym that's headlined every major MMA show that's ever existed, from like the Strike Forces to this to that. Like, like they've been around a long time and done good work.
And still holding strong.
And still holding strong, man. Still like, and this is why I'm still there. And they're always pushing me. I like it because they are still students themselves, as in...
Yes, you have to be learning as a coach. Some coaches think they know it all, bro. Shit's evolving, changing.
All the time.
I hate coaches that
don't
think,
listen.
oh, I know it all. It's like, you have to listen as a coach. You have to realize different guys have different body types, different muscle types. Like you have lots of explosive muscle. It's like people move differently.
And it's funny because this is why I say it worked when I came. Because imagine you get me coming to your gym and I'm fighting hands down, bouncing around. And I remember going to, because I was potentially looking to go into boxing at the time as well. And I had boxing coaches like, no, you can't fight like this. Like they're very old school.
Working, but
it's like they didn't care. It was more to do with it's also
their egos. So
it's also their ego of I can't show you anything because I don't understand what I'm looking at. But my coach saw me, or didn't say anything to me. He just kind of saw me spar a couple of times. Okay, cool. What's your name again? Okay. Oh, this freestyle kickboxer.
10-time world champion,
He said he was watching hours, and he's a bit of a geek for it as well, but hours and hours and hours and hours of footage. And then not only that, I remember coming in and he was on bouncing. And I was like...
Because he was trying to read
but I was just walking past and I was just like, he was just training by himself, trying to understand it.
Yeah.
And then he got to the point where he was like, okay, show him this. Show that the move that you do, show him that. Okay, yeah. And he's watching it. He's like, okay, cool. And now it's been adopted in our gym. If you see a lot of the guys in our gym,
guys putting pieces of it in.
A lot of our guys are all bouncing, hands down, relaxed, and they got that. Obviously, they incorporate their own specialities as well, but that seems to be a bit of a foundation of our gym now, which is nice.
You have to add your own. It's martial art. You have to add your own style.
Exactly.
That's so crazy that a coach will try to take you and change you, and you're like, obviously, you're a difficult guy to coach because you have such an unusual style, but it's been so successful. Like, and put your hands up. It shows you how dumb some coaches are.
Yeah, but again, like, I feel like it's just the worry that I can't help you.
So they're kind of like their ego.
So their ego is just like, look, let me do it my way, and then now I can actually teach you something. But he was just like, it obviously worked for you because you're champion. Let me see if I can make it work. Because there's certain things that is going to be dangerous for you.
Play with things.
Yeah, but he noticed that. He's like, that's a good move, but this is the results of that. This is going to happen. This is going to happen.
Think of what could happen.
Yeah.
What's it like when a boxer comes in? If they're over dipping, you got to be careful with those dips. You're going to catch a knee or a kick,
So that's the thing. So I saw there was a couple of one thing that I kept getting hit with over and over again was a spinning back fist. Weirdly enough,
because they were catching, you're getting out of range.
No, it's because in my kickboxing style, we wasn't allowed spinning back fists.
So you just
if any, I would see things like he'd throw a hook, and I'm just like, and then I'm flying back in, and it's just like, what the? And I just walking
so
into
embarrassing too, right? Because it's like disrespectful. I feel so disrespected with that.
But I get it. It makes sense. Obviously, it's instinctive. If I miss and I've got so much momentum this way, I might as well continue spinning.
Yeah.
But for me on the other side is like, I've missed. He hasn't got any other options anymore. Let me get in, and then I'm just walking into stuff. But obviously, I had to learn. We didn't do knees. Didn't have low kicks.
So you had to watch it. But you don't dip a lot already, so that makes it. So that made it you adjust.
Yeah.
The dipping is
exactly. That's what gave me my knees.
So that wasn't a real issue.
That's
for
not
you.
my thing.
You stay out of the range.
Yeah,
so that's why your style, I think, adapted pretty quick.
Yeah. But then I also incorporated the knee before I fought Cyborg. It was actually my coach. I was like, Cyborg, he over leans for his power hand. He leans forward and tries to wing his power hand round. So what we're going to do, instead of trying to get away from it, because if you start stepping back, that's where you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
But if we just jump up, the most that's going to happen is going to hit your chest or something. But you've got a knee that's available to you. And we were drilling that over and over. Just the timing it. Like
just lift or jumping it?
Just straight jump up.
Just up.
But so based on, them. Not towards him, but it's based on him.
With the knees, people always taught me forward, but I've noticed that, you seem to lift it up.
Yeah, I go straight up.
I had that realization after I've done fighting. Yeah. That's how the realization, like, you just need to lift it up. Yeah. Everyone teaches you like, trying to throw it out, but you don't need to do that.
Don't need to. They're coming towards you anyway. It's because I'm doing it as a counter. They're already, the forward propel. If I'm propelling myself forward, it's because they're standing away from me.
Yeah.
But if they're coming towards me,
that's when you do the forward jump.
Yeah.
If they're coming in, that's what I noticed. I'm like, you literally just have to lift it.
Go up, boom.
It's like I never fucking understood that.
Yeah.
Sometimes these
little things.
After, like a lot of like the whole cage work, I figured out a whole system after. I'm like, oh shit, now I put this together.
And that's a whole art in itself. Like again, that's people don't understand this. The wrestling in the open space is one thing, but in wrestling against the cage, just the dynamics shifts completely. And forgetting that they've got something to lean against to help them with their balance and defending, and then but you can also utilize it in yourself. It's just
I like a lot of the leg trips off it. Push the guy there.
Yeah. So I like foot sweeps.
Yeah.
Because it's without actually having to get into wrestling, where I'm not necessarily, that's not my strength. Foot sweeps allow me to get to people to. I can get to advantage.
It gets off balance.
Off balance them.
Even you don't take them down and off balance because you're not really necessarily trying to take
Exactly. But then even when I'm wrestling now though, so like in the gym when we're wrestling, foot sweeps allows me to get my front headlock and get my this and get my that without having to shoot and get underneath and get stuck underneath anybody.
You're too tall to shoot.
That's what I mean. It's like
different body types, like we're saying. I want to teach you to shoot. Yeah. You want to look for front headlocks, foot sweeps. Gordon Ryan is a great guy.
Yeah, that's. I'm definitely gonna come out. Gordon, I'm definitely coming out.
Let me know if you're out there. I might go out there with you.
Oh yeah, perfect. That'd be amazing.
Fly out and train with you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting. I still like learning. I do a little coach. I'm like martial arts. I would love to mess around with some of your styles.
Yeah. No, that was fine. No worries.
I didn't watch the fight, but I saw we had one opponent with Paul Daly. We both
Yes. That
guy's kind of a prick.
He's an asshole. Yeah. It's funny you said that. He's like, not everybody is a nice guy. He was one person that I didn't like. It's weird because it wasn't that I didn't like him. I've been raised with showing people respect, and when I first came into the game, we did this whole like British. It's called the British Invasion. We did like the UK versus America. Like the Bellator was trying to do something fun. It was cool. That's obviously me, Paul Daly, Liam McGeary. Who else was there? There's a few of us. We were all on the same side, so to speak. But I always sense a weird energy from him, and I think it's more so because I was in his division. I think if I wasn't in his division, he'd probably be okay with me. Yeah. But he always seemed a little bit off, and I know he can be a bit brash and stuff. But I'd always show him respect, and it's not like we were the best of friends. But I'd always be like, "Yeah, how you doing, man?" Like I was actually genuinely happy to see him. You know what I mean? And then I finished. I think he finished with a knee in one of the fights, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's like MVP's knee." He's like,
that pissed him off. Probably, yeah. But it shouldn't. It should just be like,
right, who cares? Like,
you guys should be friends.
Yeah. But he was just like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for longer. That guy's a this, that, and that guy's a that." He just kept going. And the first time somebody mentioned it, I actually never saw the clip. Somebody mentioned it to me, and I was like, no. When I talk to him, I know he gets excited. And I talk to him, it'll be fine. And then I saw another thing afterwards, another interview afterwards, and he was just going at me again. I was like, I guess that's what it is then.
Right? It's like, that's fucked up. So we thought you're cool with talking shit.
Yeah. So then we obviously not from the same team anyway. So it's like cool, whatever. So then it was just built a whole thing of like tense and back and forths and so on and so forth. So, and then obviously I fought him and beat him. I wasn't in the best.
Was that in England where you fought?
That was no, it wasn't. It should have been in the UK.
That should have been in England.
It should have been in the UK,
hell?
man. They did it. That was Bellator. It was in the States somewhere.
Why would they not do that in England?
It was so dumb. It's like everybody said that. Like
that would have been a super fight in England. You guys are both big English stars.
Yeah. But they did it because it was part of the tournament style thing that they just put in. And it was that I was the first one. It was us two was the first. I don't know if it was just a time schedule restraint or whatever, but I was like, everyone said it. That was the biggest flop. Like that should have been a
fight in England.
Massive fight. And I wanted to do it again. But it was annoying because I feel like and I think it being in a tournament made him not fight how he would normally fight. He obviously realized how difficult I am to hit. and then started going for. He started shooting. I've never seen this guy.
I've
never seen this guy shoot in my life. He was knee down, shooting every single round.
He was scared of your.
Yeah, he was just scared of the striking. But I was like, you're a knockout specialist.
I've never seen him take a takedown.
Exactly, and he was every single round doing that, and obviously burning himself out because he's never done it. But I feel like because it was $1 million prize. In his head, he was like, it's more about the money.
He's wanting the money,
than this fight.
He should have stayed and just traded with you. That's who I see.
Exactly.
But maybe he knew you're going to come in too quick.
No, he felt the speed. That's a lot of people.
He's got power, though, bro. He didn't land
power.
He hadn't landed anything clean on me, but like when it hit my hands, I would be like, oh, like even the jab caught my hands. I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't let this guy land on me.
There was one shot he threw a hook, and I flipped
crazy, right?
Over my head, and I was like, shit.
He didn't have anything clean, but the grazes were like, whoa. I did not want this guy to land
at all. Which he had, like Semtex, he had dynamite in his hands. He was a very big puncher, and I think he let his own personality let himself down.
Yeah.
In him not being able to be in the UFC and succeed in the UFC and get far in the UFC because he's talented. Exactly.
Well, when I fought him, he was fish hooking me. He bit my chest. I didn't complain about the rest of it. Maybe I should have, but bit my chest. He was fish hooking me. I ended up armbarring him in the second. He's like, I was happy to get him out because he's a guy that I knew could knock me out if he landed a shot. Because like he's a bit crazy, but his grazes were like, wow, this guy's got dynamite in his hands.
He's got heavy hands. And for anybody watching MMA, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting. So it's a shame like he didn't, and I'm just talking about for him, not that I care about him, but just for him, it's a shame that he didn't. He was in his own way.
Yeah.
And didn't kind of mess up his own career. Still had a decent career, obviously going to Bellator, but definitely could have done a lot more. But it's a shame. But yeah, like again, not the best of from my point of view anyway. Not the best of people. I didn't get on with him at all after that point.
Like he was a great person. I think we almost fought.
But he was very up and down. Like there's been times even after that he'd see me and be like, "Oh yeah, man, come and respect, man." I'm like, I'm so confused. I'd prefer if you were just an asshole.
Stay or nice.
Yeah, or nice.
I don't like it. People go back and forth.
The sometimes thing messes me up.
I have a hard time doing that. Like you, I don't. He's kind of a prick. Did you watch him and Nick Diaz fight? That's one of my favorite one-round fights of all time.
What a great fight.
It was one round. Can you believe the action? And if you guys haven't watched that,
you have to
watch that fight, bro. It's only like 4 minutes. It's just like the most epic.
And that's what I mean. He did that in this, like in look. That's what he could have done.
Yeah,
they could have been so many more fights.
Yeah, like that fight
of that caliber.
When he lost that fight, people would just go, wow. That just shows Nick's toughness, though. Nick was getting his ass kicked the first half of the fight. He got like dropped twice and then just comes and like teed off on him on the same round.
I don't know how he turned that back around, but
that was crazy.
What a beast,
was
man.
Such an insane fight.
Yeah. But that's actually kind of one of my bit when I was trolling him was that like your best fight in history is a fight that you lost. Your best ever fight in your career is going to be a fight that you lost. Yeah,
that was a damn good fight.
It was a good fight.
I think that was at Strikeforce.
Was it Strikeforce?
I think it was Strikeforce, not UFC. I'm pretty
sure.
Yeah,
you're right. It was before.
So it was probably cornering Nick for that fight. I'm trying to.
Okay.
It was.
But yeah, epic.
I get them all mixed up. So many fights.
There's so many fights. Many fights. But
Strikeforce was dope. Did you ever fight in Strikeforce?
No. I can say, weirdly enough, I never even started watching. I did that whole era of MMA. I wasn't involved in. When I joined, like I said, the first person I was talking to in the car, the first person I ever watched was Chuck Liddell. And he was already in the UFC at the time, and that's who I watched. Obviously, I've gone back and watched
the karate you represented.
I've already in that world.
Kimpo, I can relate to this.
Yeah, I genuinely couldn't relate to it, and I was your typical fan of when they dropped to the floor. I was like, ugh.
What's this shit?
Yeah, I just switched off. But obviously, when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I loved it. I could watch it. I'm like, oh, he's nearly got. Oh no, he's about to get. Oh no, I loved it. Like you're in it now.
You have to understand it.
You have to understand it.
Part. Me being more of a grappler, people don't understand it. They're like, what's this shit?
Yeah, 100%. And I get it. Obviously, even for like the casual fans, I feel like people are getting way more educated now.
It's gotten way better.
Yeah, way more educated now. But I missed a lot of that, and I've gone back and watched odd fights. But I kept saying to myself, I still need to sit down and really
should
go for
it. To
Strikeforce
or UFC.
Yeah.
You should like just spend a half an hour,
just
3 or
going
4
for
times
it.
a week, just watching,
I will
looking up some of these dudes in Pride. Some of these Pride. Have you watched any of the Pride fights?
Yeah, of course. Dude, that's what I mean. Like Shogun Rua back then.
Yeah,
like,
Shogun was Savage, Strike Force days.
Rampage.
Rampage
like, watching him
Savage,
go for it, like beast. Like, so I have watched odd fights. I just really didn't. I don't understand even like the politics in that time. Who didn't like who, what gym was this person. Like, I didn't really, I've just seen odd fights, like, because people have spoken about it, and a couple of times when I've sat down and decided to watch it, I'm like,
when I was in Strike Force, that's when I was just like gung-ho, taking out guys like, Henderson, Lawler around. It was just like.
Lawler is a beast, man.
I was happy when I tapped him out.
Oh, man. Yeah, for real.
That's a weird fight, because I was like picking him apart on the stand-up, went out there being like, oh yeah, I dominated the stand-up. Then I watched the announcers, and they're like, Jake's in trouble, Jake's. But if you watch the sound off, bro, he landed like 1 light cut hook, and I landed like 10 kicks, 5 jabs, a couple of hooks.
Don't you find that for a lot of fights, though?
Just because they figured he was a better striker. So then I'm getting beat up, but like they weren't watching the fight. I thought that was one of my better standard performances. I felt like I was picking him apart. I thought the announcers were going to see the same thing. I felt so comfortable. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm beating. I still don't want to get hit with it. I knew he has knockout power right now, so I wanted to end it with a submission, of course, because he had crazy power. But I'm like, oh yeah, I'm picking him. Picking apart on our feet. The announcers are just like, Shields, like, what did you guys watch?
That's what I hate. I actually hate that. That's one of my biggest, almost pet peeves when I'm watching fight shows, and you see how biased the announcers are, or like you say, in their head, they think something's gonna happen.
They think I can't.
So then they see
they're not watching.
They're not watching anymore.
It's like, dude, you see, I'm hitting him over and over. He landed 1 light uppercut. Like it pissed me off.
Actually, a fight of recent. Actually, I watched. Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes, is Khabib's cousin, on PFL. This was like a couple of days ago. Or was it yesterday? Whenever it was.
PFL has some good fighters.
They got some great fighters. Paul Hughes, for me, what a beast. So underestimated. Like, he fought so many people that you didn't think he was going to beat, and he destroyed them. No, it wasn't even beat them, he destroyed them. And I feel like the last one was definitely this one was still close, but the last one was definitely close, and I understand why Nurmagomedov got the nod. This time, I actually felt Paul Hughes had the fight. If you watch it, I'm like, actually, he fought you, I think it's like round 2, 3, and 5, quite cleanly, and one judge had it like 50-45.
For Nurmagomedov?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the fight, I can't say, but that sucks.
Oh, but I'm just like, and even, like I said, even in the commentary, a lot of the times, Paul would land a jab and nothing was said. And then, Nurmagomedov would land something. Oh, yeah, there's a great right hand. And it's just like...
Even the crowd cheer. The crowd cheers and stuff can make a difference.
Yeah. And again, he was kind of home turf. He's in Dubai. The show was in Dubai, so the crowd was on his side. Yeah. But that side of it pissed me off, because you're affecting somebody's career. So they both equally work as hard as each other. Mm-hmm. So just because of where you are placed, it does. Just the better fighter should win. Doesn't matter anything else.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
That's bullshit. Yeah. I think all commentators need to really step back and make sure you're watching what's happening, not what you think's gonna happen.
Yeah. And just
you'll see in jiu-jitsu too. You'll see guys get like Jacare got tapped out by I forget who, some guy who's like pretty good at jiu-jitsu, but Jacare is like multiple-time world champion.
Yeah.
So now you'll see these jiu-jitsu guys get tapped out when you're getting hit.
It's the same thing.
You better watch what's happening, not like just be commentating what you think's going to happen. You know?
It happens too much as well. And I understand you're naturally going to have a bit of a bias. You're only human, I guess.
It's hard to get rid of that.
It's hard. It's hard to kind of get rid of that, but
I think I'm really good at doing that. Like when I have my own fighters, I'm usually pretty good knowing if they win, if they won or not, because you don't know how the judges are going to score. But I usually know if they're winning or losing in the rounds, and I'm honest. Like I think you're losing. Or this is like dead even, bro. You better win this round.
I feel like I'm the same, but more so because I prefer to be harsher on the person that I'm supporting than I do in focusing on the other guy. So I'd actually prefer to do that same thing, but against my opponent, against my teammate, to say for you to be like, you got to overwork to get the win.
Exactly. Like if there's a chance you lost the round, I want my guy to be like, hey, you it was a close round, but it might have gone to the other guy. You have to win this round.
Have to. I prefer to be like that to make sure
they're dominant, because they do sometimes give it the opposite way.
Yeah, true. You never know what the judges are thinking.
Not that good, and there's no real clear judging criteria.
That's another thing that's annoying for me.
Like, I don't know what they base it off of.
Because obviously
damage, aggression,
the grappling. The takedowns. It's like, okay, how much are you? How much? It used to be so much more, given, and it feels like it still is. Yeah. Even though they've changed it supposedly, so he has to do something with that, and Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Though. So that's when I'm coaching guys. I tell them, if you're in a dead even round, try to end with a takedown.
Yeah, fair.
Because they'll give it to you.
Yeah, just on that.
You might not agree with it.
Yeah,
but that's how they score it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if you're in a close round and you end with a takedown, a lot of times they give the round to that person.
Yeah, it's true.
Even if you have no damage with it, which you might not agree with it, but it doesn't matter if you agree with it. You have to.
Yeah, you got to take down. Yeah. And I guess like in any sport, there are rules there to be manipulated, so to speak, to be used. So I agree with that.
I like guys to finish last 15, 20 seconds strong.
Yeah,
if you get a couple, unless you're way ahead.
Yeah, of course.
But if it's close, like dude, try to, even if you're losing, you can steal the rounds a lot of times.
Yeah. So I would say last impression.
Exactly, because judges they're thinking, oh, I'll probably give this guy the round, and then you come and get a blitz, land a big knee, or if you're a wrestler, take the guy down, hit him a couple times.
Exactly. It's hard to get out of your head.
The other way.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. That's
one thing I also am against in the MMA world. So if you have a title in one division, so you got a title in lightweight, Islam's about to do it now. He comes up to welterweight. I feel like that shouldn't be allowed unless you are putting your belt up on the line. So what I mean is, let's say I'm a welterweight champion, and I go and fight the middleweight champion. I lose against the middleweight champion. I shouldn't be classed as a welterweight champion. I should now be number 1 ranked, and then you should lose. Otherwise, it's a win-win for me. Why would I win a fight and still be classed? Sorry, lose a fight and then still be classed as a world champion?
Different weight class,
I agree. I just feel like it incentivizes too many people to keep holding up other
give up your belt and then move up.
So not even give it up. I feel like if you collect this belt, then you can keep both. But if I lose that belt, then you should lose this belt as well, because I've lost a fight.
Yeah, but
as a champion,
to have 2 belts at once, though, you're not going to be able to do enough fights, because you're kind
of
of course.
So then,
weight.
That's different. That's different. Like, let's say that's different rule set. So basically, I think afterwards it's up to the organization to decide how long someone can go without fighting.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to hold it up forever.
Exactly. So I agree with that as well. But I'm just saying, people are too eager to step up and fight because it doesn't. It's a win-win.
Like, exactly, because if you lose, you're still the champ.
You're still the champ, and also it's like, the guy's heavier than you as well. So cool.
Yes, you have an excuse.
Yeah, but why would I risk fighting a guy that's at equal level to me in a higher higher weight, or just fight someone in my division again? Yeah. So I think less people will decide to keep.
So it gives them more of a, oh shit, do I have to do this? Because you don't want too many guys doing it.
Exactly.
Are you at 70s or 85s right now?
So I'm 170. Well, I would like to be 170. I'm massive. I'd like to be, as in like I can make 170 easy. It feels like UFC are pushing me to
fight
85. Now, as much as I'm tall and I'm big for that division, I'm not. These guys are naturally just thicker, thicker than like.
You're tall. What are you, like 6'4"?
6'3". But these guys are naturally thicker than me, and even if they're shorter than me, they're just like you can their ankles. Everything's just big.
8500s.
So if there's a decent fight to be had, I'll just have the fight. If stylistically, it makes sense for me. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm more of a 170.
So you can make the weight pretty decent. I guess you are like thinner legs.
Yeah, exactly.
That keeps you good for like the kicks,
exactly.
And
again, it makes it harder for people to be able to just grab me and hold me down, because it's again like of relatively equal. So I got wiry strength, but it's equal strength. But if I got someone that's a bit of a lump just sat on me, it's just like I don't even feel like I'm in danger. But
but they're just so big.
Yeah, so big. I can't do anything.
You,
so. In my head, I want to get back down to 170. It feels like the UFC are kind of pushing me to 180.
But ultimately, you can make the decision. Because you're like, it's nicer at the UFC, but this is kind of like, you're on the inside of your career. Yeah. You want to go make something happen right now.
Exactly. That's the thing. And it feels like everything's moving very, very slowly at the moment. Like I wanted to fight either November, December, which doesn't look like it's going to happen now, because it's just quiet.
You've had a good run in the UFC because 4-1, but you're 1 loss.
Yeah, 3-1.
I thought you won your loss.
Yeah. Like, you know what? And if somebody actually explained this, supposedly said if I wasn't fighting in Vegas at the time and I fought somewhere else, the rule set hadn't changed in Vegas. If that fight was anywhere else, technically they had to give it to me. Is what it is. I would say, like, I think everything happens for a reason.
Why do you think they gave it to him? Just popular here? I was watching
I'm not sure. I do think they are pushing.
He won the first round for sure.
Yeah. I do think they are pushing Ian Gary though.
Yeah.
Like, I think they are more they kind of want him to be a champion. It just feels that way. Again, I could be completely wrong.
I feel like that way too.
But it feels like they want him to be the champion.
They want that too.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And even now, he just got given a fight with Bilal, which is a great fight. But obviously Bilal's number one, so I think straight after that they're probably going to give him a title shot
if he beats Bilal.
If he was to beat Bilal, but yeah, it just feels like they're pushing him, and I got nothing against him at all. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's actually cool. Like I know he just put a lot of people they put on these personas in order to sell or be relevant, and I feel like Colby does the same thing.
Yeah,
there's these guys they were on their way out. And then they turn into these characters, and now they're making noise and they're everywhere.
It works for them sometimes.
It does work.
It's not necessarily bad to be hated in MMA.
Yeah, no, exactly.
People want, if they hate you, they want to watch you fight.
Exactly. So, yeah, I always try to separate the two. So if I don't know you personally, but I know your persona, I could be like, I don't like the persona, but actually I met the guy. He's actually cool.
I've had it happen a lot where you don't like someone and you meet him, and that's why I've learned. Okay, don't judge someone.
Yeah.
Other things too, besides like fighting like a celebrity, like, oh, he looks like a prick. You meet him, like, oh, I really like that guy. Now I feel bad like hating on him. So I've learned, okay, try not to judge people till you meet them.
It's hard not to. So I always have a judgment, but I will always make it a judgment that I understand that that's a persona of them being in their field. So there's a persona of that's his MMA persona. I don't know if that's still going to seep into his personality. So I don't, until I meet him.
Exactly. You can't really
I can't make the full judgment. But right now I'm like a little bit dubious of him. Meet the person. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Ian Gary, I've never met him. He looks a little obnoxious to me, but I might meet him and then get along with him great.
It's weird. Like I didn't have no big conversation. He does seem like he can be arrogant and like he's big ego, big young ego. Same thing we were talking about earlier, like a young ego. But when I off stage, I saw his kid. His kid's super cute. Not gonna lie. Like I walked past, I was like, "Oh man, the cute kid!" And he picked him. I was like, "Man,
it makes it hard to be rude."
Yeah,
when they have a cute kid,
I was like, "Bro,
you
he's
want
not
to go
a cute
say
kid."
hi to their kid. You're just like, "Oh."
But that's the thing. I was walking past, and I was just kind of said like, "Cute kid," and he was like, "Oh yeah," and he picked his child up and came over to me. I was like, "Oh," and he was like,
"Okay, now he's friendly."
So it's nice. It was, and again, he didn't have to do that. He could have been like, "Oh, thank you," and then left it at that. But so again, I saw
you saw the human part of him.
Yeah, I saw the human part of him, which was nice.
Him caring about it when he's caring about their kid.
Yes,
that makes you respect him a little bit.
Yeah,
dad,
exactly.
Like loves their kid.
Yeah.
It adds a respect.
100%.
Like, okay, you're taking care of your kid.
Yeah,
you're not ignoring your kid.
Yeah,
you can tell. That's a very positive quality
100%.
if you respect your kids.
100%, man. And it shows again an area that I was raised in is a family quality that I saw in him, which was nice. So it's like. Yeah, it's hard to be, after I was seeing that, I was like, okay, there's obviously more there. If we was to meet up and spend more time together, I'd probably see a bit more of that. But yeah, again, he's talented young guy, and I do feel like they're pushing him, and I think he potentially can get it. It's an awkward fight for JDM. I think he's very smart, though. He's a very smart fighter. He's got a couple of difficult fights, but I feel like he's a fighter that I can beat, and obviously every fighter will say that, but just stylistically speaking, I feel like that's a good fight for me. That's another reason why I want to be in a welterweight.
I think you're right up there with all the top guys.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man.
I can see you, like when you get the top guys, they could go either way. I'm not going to say you're going to run through those guys,
of course,
but I can definitely see you beating all the top guys.
Yeah.
It's not an easy fight for
anybody.
I remember watching you being like, dude, this guy would be a pain in the ass to fight. Like your movement, like how am I going to get a hold of him? You're in, out, you're in, out.
And a lot of people are saying it and realize, and I think I'm getting more respect for it, obviously now that I'm in the UFC, whereas beforehand at Bellator, as much as I was doing it, people were less likely to be like, yeah, but still, he's not quite in the UFC.
You don't get the same respect.
I know. I understand it a little bit.
Bellator pays well too. I'm sure you're getting paid.
Yeah, no, of course.
Money,
I was.
I bet they're paying
big
really
face
well.
there.
Yeah, I bet they're paying you really well.
So, and that's why it was obviously difficult to leave. Contractually, it's difficult to leave as well. And I also knew at the time anyway, if I went over to UFC at that time, they was not going to pay me in the same way. My wage would have drastically dropped.
Yeah.
And I knew my worth.
That's what's funny because the same thing with me. When are you going to make it to the UFC? But I was getting paid way more money turning offers down to the UFC, but guys are coming up to you being like, hey, when are you going to make it to the UFC? So it's like, that's so annoying. It's like, difficult. No, I'll make it two, three times as much money not fighting in the UFC. But then eventually it's like, all right, you kind of have to go there eventually.
Well, I'm hoping, maybe shouldn't need hope, but I'm hoping that this new deal that they've got allows for a bigger spend that goes towards
hopefully
fighting.
It should.
It should.
They could
history says
easily
they
double
might not.
everyone's pay.
Exactly, and not scrape anything that they've just brought. Just the amount of money that they just brought in.
Yeah.
Not even touch it.
Well, there was just a lawsuit that I wasn't even involved with, but I got paid out from. I didn't.
I heard about the lawsuit I was going to.
We
Yeah.
got sent 30% of our money from all the 30% of the purse plus 15,000 per fight every fight I had in that time period.
Wow.
That was like my exact time period I was in. So
wow, and that does again. That's not going to do anything
like
for
nothing
them.
to them.
That's nothing.
I think it's like
They did that and they didn't even blink. Like just carry on going. Like you wouldn't even notice it in the accounting room. So I'm hoping that and I've seen it like even that fight with Max Holloway. They put the 300,000 prize for UFC 300. They're like, oh yeah, Dana was like casually, oh yeah, okay, I'll make the bonus 300,000
blackjack hand.
Yeah, but look at the results he got. There were some great fights on that, and I'm like, it shows you that when you pay,
a good card,
when you pay these guys, or at least give them the incentive of the money that they can get. Look at the results you're going to get. People are going to really push themselves.
When I was in Strikeforce, I got paid the same win or lose. I never lost a fight. I think I fought better with that. Like thinking you might lose half of your money, bro. That makes you fight more cautious.
Stress.
But in Strikeforce, I went out there just going for it. But you're like more cautious. You don't want to lose half your money.
That's so stressful. And I got to a point even with Bellator, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I said to my my coach and I said to my manager, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. Pay me what even if it's less. Just pay me what you think.
Money. I'm getting paid the same.
I deserve, and that's it.
I don't want to have to not getting paid half my money.
Yeah. Like it's not even. It's just an unnecessary stress that you're given to a fighter, as well as weight cutting, as well as just it is
or
too
make
much.
it 20% of the money. You know,
exactly,
like 80-20.
Exactly.
But half.
Yeah, half is.
That was my UFC
crazy.
contract. It was insane. I think it's a lot of people's UFC contract.
Yeah, still,
like
it's still now.
It's insane.
And I feel like that whole system is just old and just needs to be upgraded, needs to be changed. And hopefully, again, like I said, with this influx of finance, consider it. Consider it.
Because there's no reason why they couldn't pay the guys a little better.
100%.
Like double it. We hit a couple more fight questions real quick.
Yeah.
They want to hit a couple non-fight questions.
Cool.
Too long. Just like England's been crushing it lately.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Because before we never took you guys seriously as America. It was like America, Brazil. Not in a disrespectful way, but it's like we never looked at you guys as like serious competition. Like you, the heavyweight.
Tom Aspinall. Leon Edwards.
Yeah, you guys have tons of
Paddy Pimnit's now coming through as well. We got a lot of guys. Stepping up. LaRon as well.
You guys are a real contender. With what do you think's changed? Just like the.
I think information, education, immigration. Weirdly enough, as in there's a lot of like jiu-jitsu guys that are now living in the UK. A lot of wrestlers that are now coming to the UK, spending more time there and actually setting up base, and spreading their knowledge that way as well. So it means, and I agree with you. When I joined MMA. In my head, I was like, I have to move to America.
Yeah, because that's how it used to be.
It was never going to work.
That's how it used to have to be. It wasn't like we didn't take you guys serious. Top fighters.
And the thing is, our striking has always been good because of our boxing.
Better than American. That's true.
It's always been good because of the boxing element, kickboxing element. We've had really good strikers for many years, but it's the wrestling that dictates MMA massively. And then jiu-jitsu's massive because of the Gracies coming over to the UK. We got Gracie gyms down
there.
Every left turn you go down in London. There's another Gracie, another jiu-jitsu gym. It's so popular now. That's elevated our jiu-jitsu. Some of the guys in the UK, their level of jiu-jitsu is insane. Like Owen Flanagan, easily one of the best in Europe. One of the top 10 in the world. Insane.
No, jiu-jitsu's jumped so much.
Jumps massively, but everything has. Everything has.
It's all no. You guys have jumped so much.
Yeah,
in the last 5 years.
And I think it's just that. It's just over time we've been, a lot of people have come over and passed their knowledge down, and we've just learned quite quickly. And then also the breakthrough of like Michael Bisping winning.
Oh, that's right. He was champ. He was living in America, though.
I know, but sometimes it's just a visual thing.
But it still broke you guys through the English.
It just broke his sound like, oh, we can do this. And all of a sudden you just start seeing everybody just coming through. And there's just even more belief now. And again, a lot of these guys do cross over. They go to America.
Belief is massive.
Massive.
You can't win something if you don't believe you can win something.
100%. And like I said, if my mentality before was you have to be in America, and I'm training in the UK, it's difficult to believe it can ever be a thing. But yeah, it's a lot easier to believe now. So much easier.
Yeah, and realizing you don't have to be an American.
And and still get that to a level of world champion. So yeah, it's
really there's world champions all over the world.
Yeah. It's weird enough actually. I think someone told me it might have changed now. I think the last few months ago they were saying that there's only one American champion right now, and it's
embarrassing for the Americans.
Because you guys used to dominate everything.
We used to step our fucking game back up. We dominated the sport, and now it's just like
and that's what I mean. It's changed. It's changed. Obviously, you had the Brazilians kind of doing that, like pressure in and taking on. Now the Russians have come in and taken over. The UKs are coming up. It's just there's just more competition everywhere.
Well, when I first started, it was America, Brazil, and Japan. Totally fought off.
They're slowly coming back.
Yeah,
the Chinese, Japanese, the Koreans, fighters. They're slowly coming back. Like Wei Li, because they got 2 Chinese girls that are killing it. Yeah. Wei Li is one of them. I actually love watching that stuff.
Korea's
got some great fighters now at the moment. So yeah, it's I think that's just what's the great thing about martial arts. It's constantly doing this for whatever reason. So you have to stay.
I'm a little concerned for America. We need to step back up, bro. We only have 1 champ. Imagine if we had no champs. That'd be embarrassing. We used to always have like 5, 6.
Easy, We'd
have most of the champs.
It's changing. So I'm trying to think, who would you say the next American champ would? Where would that come from? I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think of who's there. Some of these guys are training here. Guys like
there's a lot of guys training here.
Marab, he's a savage. In Vegas, that guy is just a beast.
I can't wait to watch him.
Even though I train with him so much smaller, I have to go hard.
One
day he picked me up, and I was so embarrassed. I'm like, bro, I gotta get you now. Like we go at it, dude. I can't let this fucker pick me up. A 35-pounder,
and he seems so. He's 100% himself. Just genuinely.
He's a great guy. I like Marab.
Chill
he's
guy,
funny,
man.
just kind of corny, but not like in a bad way.
Yeah, in a fun way. Like having that guy in your gym must be amazing.
Fun way, exactly. So him. God, who will be the next American champs?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think, and that in itself is bad.
Patchy Mix has a shot. Yeah, his first UFC turnout wasn't very good.
It wasn't great, and I keep telling people.
He had an insane weight cut though.
He always does.
Really big, and
I've seen him in Bellator.
Notice.
Like on weigh-in day, he's literally just like this.
He took it on a little too short notice. So I think, we'll see. He's fighting this card. We can see.
Oh, he's on this card. Oh, my boy. I didn't realize. He was fighting this card.
So that'll be a difference if he looks there. I think
nice.
If he, the way he's in training, if he can do in a fight, he'll be a champ.
Well, you saw it in Bellator,
but he might need to go to 45s even because he's a phenom in the gym.
And I saw that in Bellator how he was great. He was absolutely great, and I keep telling people the weight of the UFC can sometimes weigh heavier than you think. Pitbull came over and he's struggling. Like he's had 3 fights now, I believe, and he's struggling. I think he's won his last one, but it's all decision, and he hasn't really. There's no real reminiscence of himself.
Past his prime, though.
Yeah, he might be, but Patchy's still in it.
No, Patchy's still in it.
I believe that.
I think we're going to get a good run from him still.
I'm hoping, his weight. Who's he fighting this one again?
Some Polish guy. I don't know much about him. A grappler.
Okay.
I think maybe underestimated the guy. Like you saw, he only shot one.
I think
he was like, his cut was bad. He was fatigued. He got his weight down earlier this time. So hopefully he'll go out. If not, he should move to 45s.
Yeah.
As many of you know, I have many controversial guests, so that comes at a cost of being demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support the program, go to fightbackpodcast.com, and I have all kinds of merch on there, whether it's jiu-jitsu, fighting, political, and other accessories. And thanks for the support.
Well, I wish the best for him because I think he's a dope character. He's a great guy. He's super talented, super talented, but just haven't seen it as yet, but he could come.
No, but you've seen his Bellator, like just
I've seen it from these guys.
Hopefully tonight he'll have a good run.
Yeah, that'll be good. It'd be good.
Great card tonight. I haven't aired this after that, so he's gonna get into the card right now. But
do you know where he is on the card?
He's kind of low on it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know much about the guy he's fighting.
Okay.
So let's just do a few non-fight questions to wrap up. We won't get too deep in politics because I can get extremely controversial. So you're a Muslim.
Yes.
When did you convert?
November last year. I've always been, I can't say always been, that's a lie. Over the last 5-6 years now, I've been more spiritual. I've been more open to being more spiritual and just kind of, what is life? There's a bit more to what life is. I was kind of just living and a bit carefree. And I just wanted to have a bit more, I started to want a bit more understanding of things. And I've always been around Islam as I was growing up. I've been growing up in very heavily Muslim areas. Obviously, my family's Christian, but just didn't never really resonated. This never resonated with it in my in terms of where I grew up from. And something about Islam was just calling to me. It was very much, and I think I was saying to you, just the structure, how disciplined they are, and again, I always say we're all human first, so forget what it is you're doing. I'm just saying for what it represents and how they show up for their own religion is beautiful. Was something that it really resonated with me, and it was just calling to me for a little while, and it just really aligns with me. My wife's Muslim as well, and in my head I felt like having similar ideals to your partner, obviously when wanting to raise a family,
it makes it a lot easier.
Makes it easier, but also, and I say this to everybody, I will never force my children to. I will lead by example. I say this is what we are. This is how I like to. These are my reasons for being in it. But learn about other cultures, learn about other religions, find out what resonates with you. Because for me, one above all is just being faithful to the Maker. Whatever name you want to put and assign to that is up to you. However you want to show respect to that. Allah, God.
It's really the same thing.
It's the same thing, man. Like just do what is for you. But for me, this is what resonates with me.
Yeah, see, I've mostly had really good experience with Muslims. Of course, there's some shitbag Muslims, but I think, I don't know about England. I think it's the same there. They get a lot of hate in America for some reason. It's like...
No, it's not. I don't think it's for some reason. I think it's very obvious reasons.
The media is pushing a narrative.
The media is pushing a narrative because it allows them to go to war in these countries because of their resources in those countries.
My country's funding. Well, your country's involved in these wars too, but
don't get me started. My country, I really, can't stand my country.
Yeah, my country's pissed me off right now. I love my country. I hate people running it. Yeah, so I love my country, but I despise the people running it.
I think that's the same of many countries right now. They don't run it for their people. They run it for their pockets, their power, their control. They run it for themselves, essentially. And that's not how it was designed.
No.
It was designed for you to cater, to be the voice of the people. And it's just not that anymore. Where they're trying to push a brick card at the moment in the UK.
Yeah, I heard something about that. What is that exactly?
It's an electronic card that basically has all your information on it. And this is one of the reasons why I think they're trying to push this immigration. We got to stop the immigration. They're like, because if we get this brick card in, we're going to be able to identify who's... And everyone's like, you're an idiot. We've got NHS, NI cards, national insurance cards, in which you need to be a citizen. Yeah. We've got passports in which you need to be a citizen. So how is introducing another card?
They just want people to track you.
They want to track you. And it's very obvious.
They're doing the same thing in the US. They're trying to use immigration to get people to support it with this Palantir. It's like this. It's confusing, but they have all of our these are the same people that are making kill lists in Palestine. And they wanted to have lists our information. It's just insane. Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, is when you actually look at what's going on, it's becoming a bit too obvious now. Like before, I felt like
they're our enemy.
Yeah.
We need to stop it.
I find it weird though, because in my head I was like, if I'm trying to, if I put myself in that situation, and I'm trying to lead people down this road of control and so on and so forth. Why would I do so many different things that goes against them and pisses people off? Why would I make their life so much difficult? Like the taxes go up, this goes up, that goes up, this goes up. I would make your life as easy as possible, because then every decision that I make, you'd be like, oh, fine. People wouldn't even look at it because your life is nice. But we have road taxes that keep going up and the roads are shit. We have like this
just like my country.
It's everything so bad, and then you're trying to add stuff. You think that we trust you. We don't trust you because of how the country's already been run.
Yeah.
So in my head, I just find it weird how they go about doing things. But it's for me, it seems very, very obvious at the moment what's happening.
No, it seems like they're doing the same thing in the U.S. They're talking about we have the First Amendment. They're talking about they want to take over the social media and make changes there. Like, we're so in debt. We're $37 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
We have a government shutdown right now where all unimportant things are shut down, like parks, libraries. So these are shut down, and we're still sending money to Israel.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just insane. It makes me so angry.
It's crazy. Again, I don't understand. Again, even this funding of war. I get you guys make a lot of money during war, but like I said, for me, your first priority is the people that you are governing. Help us feel good about things in our own day-to-day before you start talking to us about
our whole country,
other countries.
Our roads are falling apart.
Everything.
Our schools, can't even send our kids to public schools. We got to send them to private schools. So got to make more money for that. It's just you get so angry and you see like all of our politicians just seem.
I get frustrated. I'm seeing it in it's many countries around the world. Don't get me wrong, obviously, but we seem to have and I say like the Western cultures seem to be the biggest.
West, but America and Britain, I think, are doing all the same thing.
We have a very powerful position over, along. I feel like there's a bit of a fight for maintaining that power while they're not really in a position of power. This is why they're causing so much conflict and distractions around.
They want us divided.
Earlier,
they use the race, religion, race. Muslim versus Christian.
They're doing that in
white.
the UK as well. Exactly that. Everyone's like, it's in the name of immigration, but they're like, people are taking it on board as, these Muslims and these. And I was like, you guys are misunderstanding. How can you tie Muslim
especially
to
if you're
immigration?
So me, I stand. I want to slow immigration down here, but people are already citizens. You can't just start back. You're a citizen of the country. You were born in England,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Aren't you born there? It's like so you're an English citizen.
But it's also again the interesting thing is our Western countries go out and cause so much problems in other countries, and then those people that are damaged from it end up wanting to come to your country, and we're complaining.
That's an unfortunate reality. We're causing these wars.
We're causing
like Libya,
the wars,
and that's when all to England and to Europe. That's when all refugees are coming through.
Exactly.
We went and bombed Gaddafi for no real good reason. He was a way better ruler.
Exactly.
Saddam Hussein we overthrew. Again, that was because Netanyahu told us.
Which the mass the weapons of mass destruction, which have up till now,
it was a complete lie.
Never,
that cost us like trillions of dollars.
And trillions of millions of lives, and on both sides.
The death is just like, I don't know, I see videos from Palestine, and it just makes me
horrible.
sick. Being a father, it's just like I had to stop watching them because it was fucking up my
100%, 100%.
I couldn't watch it, and you see this, and then I see my government's funding it. I think yours too. The people don't want to support it.
And they're telling you they're funding it.
Yeah, so it's like it just doesn't make any sense. to me.
And the thing is, it's not. What's happening in Palestine is horrible. It's annoying to me in the sense of, if you look at history, we've done this multiple times. It's not. We don't seem to learn from our mistakes, and we seem to allow the same people that were also influencing things back then to still be in control now and continue. Which is why we're seeing the same things happening. They're still filling their pockets and so on and so forth. But it's been happening in, like, look at the Congo. The cobalt fight over there is disgusting. And that's been going on for years.
Cobalt mines, or what's
cobalt mines and stuff. Like, they got kids as they're arming kids. They got kids going into caves just trying to fight and stuff. And the cobalt is one of the things that is in absolutely everything that we have. So we don't talk as much about that because we kind of want our iPhone. Or we want our little. We
could regulate it. We could say we're not buying cobalt off you if you use child labor, if you shoot people. That's all we'd have to do. It wouldn't be that hard.
But if we did that, it means
I'll pay another $10 for my iPhone.
There
if I
you
have
go.
To,
but that's the thing. If we did that, it means that these countries are getting the cobalt for a lot more expensive because these countries are able to kind of regulate things. But while they're in turmoil, America comes in and just goes, you can have more guns and keep fighting. We'll take this for cheap.
They don't even care. The kids are doing it. That's just disgusting. This kid child labor and
the world in general. Like I always say this: the world that I grew up in is not the world that I live in at the moment. There's so much that I've come to light and I'm aware of now, and it's horrible. I couldn't tell you where to start to change.
No, it's hard.
But definitely the guys in charge.
No, are bad people. And
all need to go. Every single one of them.
It's going to be a tough fight. A lot of people in America are waking up, but it's like they control all of our politicians.
Everything.
Like the pharmaceutical company. The combination, it seems like Israel, the pharmaceutical companies, and the weapons companies control America.
The banks as well.
The banks
again,
too,
the silent assassins.
No, the banks. The banks are big, but that's a little harder to see. They're the ones that print money.
Exactly.
Just, I don't know if it's the same with your bank. We have the Federal Reserve. They can print money out of thin air.
Of course.
And then charge us interest back to the banks. It's insane.
And it's why we there was a big thing about it. It came out. A guy's video came out when he went in asking for, I think it's like $30,000 from his bank, and they're like, "Oh, we don't hold that. You have to order it." He's like, "Sorry, it's my money." He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to do this, sign these papers, fill this out, come back next week." And he's like, "Just give me my money."
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I went to pick up cash on like $20,000 or something.
Yeah.
Well, what are you using it for? What am I using it for? It's my fucking money. Hand me my fucking money. I couldn't believe they asked me.
After taxing me 1 million times on that same dollar, pound, and now you're asking me
what I
want to do.
Yeah, it's like my money. If I want
give it
to
to me.
$20,000, just hand my money. Don't you ever fucking ask.
Yeah.
Ask how
it's
it
crazy.
is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we need I think both our countries need all new politicians.
Yeah.
Like one that pissed me off, we went to Afghanistan, right, for 20 years. Nothing got accomplished but people murdered. And then we leave, Taliban takes it again.
Yeah.
Something we did that was so fucked up when we were there, our soldiers were told to turn a blind eye as kids were raped by the Afghan military. The Taliban comes in and executes the child rapists. So why do you think people are going to want the Taliban back in? I'm not saying the Taliban is great.
No,
but
of course,
when you see the two options.
But again, that's the thing. Obviously, when the media that is also controlled on our side is telling us a specific narrative, that's why. And I actually realized that for myself. The first time I went to Africa, I went to Ghana, and I was upset with myself because I got there and I was like, this is such a beautiful place. And in my head, I was like, I was expecting to see everyone poor, kids with flies in it, but that's all I've ever grown on.
Ghana, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, that's all I've ever grown on because all the adverts and this about Africa.
That's what I thought when you said Ghana.
Africa is beautiful.
Really?
So beautiful. Like, seriously, and I just can't wait to go to as many places around Africa now. But realizing that I've been blindfolded without realizing it because I just had a negative connotation towards my own people. And just because I was raised in the West and this is what they push. This is what they push. They push what I'm told. And yeah, in my head, I didn't think I was getting caught up in this. But yeah, and I don't like to watch the news. There's only certain outlets that I'll go and look.
Oh yeah, bullshit.
And I like debates though as well. So I actually do like listening to people that have different opinions on myself.
Same.
Just to kind of see, and in the want for me to try to understand what they're.
You don't want to be an echo chamber.
Exactly.
And sometimes I'll even change my mind on something.
I'm never.
Oh, you made some good points.
Yeah. I'm never attached to a thing. If you bring out a couple points to me, and I'm like, actually, that makes sense. Like, okay, my bad, I'm wrong. This is, I feel like, is a killer for a lot of people.
The ego thing. They have
ego
to be right.
thing. Even when in politics, when people say to me, "Oh, I'm liberal and I'm this," and I'm like, how can you pick a side if every time you come to voting again, this might be a new system?
Yeah.
That means you're not reading anything that's going on. You're just like, oh, you've made this your identity.
Yeah, because like we have Republicans and Democrats here.
Yeah.
If you agree with everything on either side, you're not a critical thinker. You're just
100%.
Jumping. Like I agree with pieces of both sides.
Exactly. So again, let's read up. What are you guys looking to do this time? Oh, that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I'm going to vote you guys. You know what I mean? This makes more sense to where I'm at in my stage of life right now. Or what are your ideals? What are your you've got to look into it. People are just like, oh, I'm just this. This is my way. That's my way. I love conversation. I don't like to align myself with anything 100%. It's just like, this is what I feel with the information that I've got as of right now.
Yeah.
But unless you can tell me, like, let's have a conversation. Why do you think this?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. Actually, that's a good point. Fair enough. I didn't, but never just be like, yep, that's me.
Yep. This is why I like conversations, not debates. Because if you're debating, then you're just trying to win.
You're trying to win 100%.
It doesn't
you're
matter
right.
what's true.
Right.
I've had a couple of debates, but it's like I don't like debates.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that. Yeah. Let the other person tell me their perspective. I've got communists and stuff on here.
Yeah.
I want to hear why.
Why do you think this way?
They do have some things that I don't overall. I definitely disagree with it, but they have some points where you're like, okay, I agree
with that bit. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, I think that's where it would be a lot better of a system if we are able to have these if people are willing to, one, say that they're wrong, because I feel like so many, even in politics, you're actually almost like not allowed to, even when you've made an obvious mistake, it's like everyone's caught you out now, and they're like, yeah, well, we just had to readjust it. Like, just say that you apologize. Just say sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad.
Only when you're actually wrong, though. When they want you to apologize for something that you're not.
Yeah, of course, that's different. That's manipulative.
You're wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Just face it. But then it makes me trust you more.
No, exactly.
I'm like, okay, this guy was able to be like, yeah, my hands up, man. That was bad of me. In my mind, I thought this way, but completely wrong. So we've changed it. We're now going to do this. Oh man, I can work with that guy.
There's a few guys, for example, that embarrassed. Like Tucker Carlson, he goes, embarrassingly, I supported the Iraq War. Absolutely ashamed and embarrassed by it. At the time, I was brainwashed. Now I realize it's just with War Machine. He's like, but I completely bought their lies. He admits that he was just pushing propaganda for years. He's like, I'm absolutely embarrassed by it that I fell for this. But I was part of the propaganda machine without even realizing it. And then I started realizing it one day.
Change, but again, people have that realization and are too scared because they've made it their identity to change now. They're just like, they'll keep going, but they might be a little bit less quiet.
Yeah.
That's not helping.
Well, Tucker got fired from Fox News when he started.
Yeah, well, that's a different. That's because you're a part of that organization.
He started being like, "Wait, I made some mistakes." Boop, fired, and he was their biggest.
The biggest guy.
Biggest guy, and they still fired him real quick.
And he's still doing great things. And I love to hear that he keeps pushing out against it. He's kind of worked his own platform now, and he's still now having these conversations, which is important to have. It's not you're right, I'm wrong. It's just, okay, where are we at right now? Let's have a conversation about it.
How can we make our country better without completely destroying it?
Well, that shows you that that's not their end goal. Otherwise, I think there's all these guys are smart enough people to be like, yeah, this would be the best way to make it work, but that's not their true intention.
No, they're just trying to make money. And
exactly.
The COVID thing, I don't know how it was in England. I think it was pretty extreme there, but they're trying to force us to take the vaccine.
Yeah, I was like, no. I said it.
That's when I realized that most fighters are like, cool, because hardly any fighters took the vaccine.
Yeah. But again, I guess we're in a space of health as well. Like I struggle to have even now being in the UFC. Like if I get offered something to take, I have to look and see if it's got anything.
I'm very careful.
Like, I have to be careful anyway. So
the drug test is very extreme too.
Exactly.
You can accidentally.
take us. So I have to be like someone.
It happens to guys.
Yeah, of course. So and again, we're human, but I'm just saying in general. I think that's why we're a bit more concerned about what goes in our body. So even though you're telling us it's important to do this, we're like, let's give me a second to do some research.
Yeah, don't just trust what someone says.
Yeah. So especially when it's been so, for me, anything that is forced upon me, I'm like, that something's wrong.
No, I agree.
I always said this. I said this. If people were dropping dead outside, you wouldn't have to quarantine me. I quarantine myself.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have to do anything.
You could see there wasn't no real pandemic. I can't believe how many of my friends even fell for it. I'm like, bro, there's no pandemic. People aren't dropping dead.
But again, it shows you how easily people are led. And I've always been a critical thinker, or tried to be, but always been like, if everyone's walking in that direction, I just want to walk over there just to see what's going on. That's just all. I've been a bit of a rebel. This is the same way even like my fighting style. Like, you teach me a punch like this, but I'm gonna add this as well. You know what I mean? So I've always had that kind of mindset. Anyway, but I feel like people really do need to more just keep reevaluating. Even like you know how they say your taste buds change every like 5 to 7 years, whatever it is. You might have not liked something, but try it again. Try it again. You might now like it. And I think it's the same with
politics. And how you view the world.
Exactly.
You gotta sit back sometimes.
Reevaluate.
Like, maybe I got that part wrong.
Yeah, just change it, reevaluate. And I think that's where a lot of people are going wrong right now. We make it our identity. Our ego comes.
I'm a Democrat.
You're on their side no matter how bad it gets.
It's crazy. That's how it is in America. You're a Democrat or you're a Republican, and you defend everything
they do, man.
People are insane.
Yeah, and if I took away the label and I told you this action and this action, you'd be like, oh yeah, that action's obviously wrong. I'd never do that. But because you add the labels and make it part of what you represent, now you're not have to, but you're choosing to ignore certain obvious like atrocities. Like, so yeah, I don't know where we're gonna go, but I've something needs to happen. I think something drastic. You see like what's happening in Nepal? Do you see that?
They overthrew the government, right?
But it feels like that seems to be the only way.
The news didn't even cover that.
Of course not. You don't want to give people ideas.
They had a full-on like revolution.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hardly know what happens there.
I've heard bits of stories and stuff.
But I've seen clips of them like storming the parliament. And I think they had like a full revolution.
And then not only that is they've cleaned the city back up after they did that.
Oh.
And they held everyone accountable, like everyone needs to clean up, because some people started looting and stuff, and they're like, no, bring all the stuff back. They're like, everyone held everyone accountable, and then they put like younger people in charge in the same place, so to try and rebuild the country and stuff, which is amazing. It just feels like, do we really have to get to that drastic before you guys are gonna?
Hopefully not, but
but it does feel like
we could try to get people in, but it's looking like there might not be much of an option.
Yeah. I just hope we figure out to the point where everyone can. People, we're not just out over here killing loads of people and then back here complaining about those same people that we've destroyed coming into the country. Like it feels
that is
crazy.
A big part of the problem. Like I don't want mass immigration, but when we go and destroy their countries, it's like fuck, dude.
It's like, come on, you got it's understanding the bigger picture. Is a part of this is our fault, so we need to take some responsibility.
We can't say we're not partially responsible.
Exactly, but then obviously there should be a system or a better system as to how we incorporate everybody and so on and so forth.
We should stop bombing all these fucking countries.
That would be great.
It's done nothing to help us. Nothing, not a damn
But again,
thing.
this is the problem. It's the guys that it has done something to help would never stop doing it. Their pockets are large right now.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, shit. Anything else you want to add before we kind of covered everything, right?
No, it's
find you.
Find me on Instagram, Michael Venom page. Michael Venom page for more stuff. My YouTube, Michael Venom page. In fact, when you're in London as well, and I said the same to Joe when he comes over. If and when you come, let me know. Got a restaurant, Ixchel.
Oh yeah,
a Mexican restaurant. Come down. We'll look after you. Great food.
Is there a direct flight from Vegas to London or no?
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah,
that makes it a lot easier.
I think there is. So come over. We get to train together and stuff as well, so that'll be great.
I might be able to come to England soon. Actually,
just let me know.
I have whole places are trying to get me to do seminars in Europe, so I can hop over there.
Let me know, man. It'll be great. So, but that's it. Yeah, like for me. Again, I'm doing. I got a film company. We actually done 2 films. One called Wait, one called Runner. But I can see myself going into that world afterwards.
What are the films about?
So Runner is about the toxic side of an athlete's mind and how you can push yourself a bit over push yourself when wanting to be a champion.
Absolute obsession.
I
can relate to this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check this out.
Yeah. Seriously, it's gonna be good. And then Wait is about anxiety, what anxieties can look like from looking into 2 different windows. One window is somebody waiting for good news. One person is waiting for bad news. But how identical it is. One person's waiting for good news and she's celebrating with a wine. One person's waiting for bad news and he's celebrating with. He's not celebrating. He's drowning himself with whiskey or like.
So interesting.
You know what I mean? It was just kind of showing how it can look almost identical.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
And you know the parallels, and so we're just talking about things like that. It's a bit more like a mental health.
You acting in these or involved?
These ones, no. I was really wanting to kind of just be behind the scenes and making sure that it's done to the best of our ability. So yeah, I was just focusing on that, but I am going into acting as well. So there's some of these I will acting.
Sound like interesting, creative, and different. Which there's hardly any of that nowadays. I hardly watch movies or TV anymore because there's
no stories, there's no messages anymore.
Real story or message.
Yeah. It's the same. I think again, a lot of stuff, music, same thing. Like no one's really saying anything anymore. And I'm going back and listening to old school music, and people are like talking love stories and this, like, you know what I mean? And now they're just like, yeah, bitch, fuck me, this, that, like money. Like it's
the music's terrible too. I think that's causes people to do dumb shit. Listen to this music.
Simple,
that's what they look at. Their idols are rapping about shooting people and throwing their money away.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Definitely, causes a problem for sure in America and the British, but it definitely doesn't help.
100, and I think films as well. People are lazy watchers, lazy listeners now. They just want explosions. They just want easy, like catchy phrases to just kind of bounce to. But I'm trying to bring storylines back. I'm trying to bring like messages back in film. And then obviously when as I get into acting, I really want to deliver. I don't want you to see me as MVP when you see me on the screen. There's going to be something. I'm a fighter, so I'm going to get pulled into certain fight and action films. But then there's going to be certain things that I'm going to do for myself where you're like, oh damn, I forgot. That's MVP. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm telling a story and you believe the character.
What was the film company called again?
ITM, In the Moment. So that's what we're trying to do. We bring people in the moment.
Website up and stuff now, or no?
We're just on Instagram at the moment.
Okay, and then, check that out.
Yeah.
That
I'll send you all the stuff anyway.